I think we have that on. I think I know what the problem is, Landy. Hold on. It could be my internet, but let me see. Disconnect that.
We just received a notification. WPT is broadcasting live.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, I think I'm a bit jittery on the internet tonight. I'm off a Wi-Fi booster. I have to go get probably one of those gaming boosters or something that I can get my full 100 or 500 meg internet into this room. I'm just currently on one of those plug-in crappy things from Lidl.
Your best bet is making a mesh network.
Yeah, you think as a qualified electrician, I'd be able to do that. I'd have to actually look it up.
To tell you how. Because I remember you going, right, you're going to have to explain that to me because I'm not techie.
Yeah, that's like I can get the hard wiring down, and I can get kind of the intricate concepts of programming and stuff like that. But see, when it comes down to computers and stuff, I just like, yeah, somebody else do it for me, and I'll just walk in and it will start working.
Well, your best bet, as you know, would be hardwiring it, but you can get mesh. They're called mesh things. Instead, those actual like boosters and extenders, they don't really work very well.
No, as I've realized, look how slow my internet is.
Yeah, the boosters are just like they're signal repeaters. So they just try and like force it a bit further, but mesh networks, like they send it from one node to the next. So it's pretty much seamless and it does actually work properly. I've got them through my house. You're the same as me. You're in a bungalow, so it's really long.
Yeah, that's the problem, by the time I plug it in, and even just going into a room or two, it's already way further than an average house,
Yeah, and so I'm the same. Like I've got mine in the middle, but it doesn't really work at either end. So I've just got mesh things set up.
What I'm gonna do is,
can you guys hear me if I'm not on the tab as well?
Yeah, I can hear you, Landy. Am I too loud, or am I not loud enough? I can't hear my own voice, obviously.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. I'm trying to sort my camera out, and I didn't want it to interrupt anything if I wasn't on the tab.
Yeah. Now, look, just for anybody that's potentially listening right now, this is obviously the first WPT Investing Corp community space that's broadcast live over YouTube and Twitch, and hopefully we'll be doing more of these in the future.
Yeah, this is super exciting. We have so much to talk about, and the right people to talk about.
Well, I don't know about the right people, but there's definitely people here.
Are we absolutely sure about
that? Well, there's beings of some sort currently live over the internet.
Look, this is the best you got, okay? So
oh man. No, I'm excited to see where we're gonna be with WPT, with as an ecosystem, with crypto in general in the coming weeks, months, years. So definitely excited for to do more of these, especially with the likes of, we have Landy Crypto, we have Gone Jeeping from the WPT admins panel, and these guys are some of the smartest guys that you come across in crypto right now, and I don't say that lightly either.
I appreciate that. I think that sentiment holds true for you as well, Big D. And where we're at right now is it's just so exciting because the ecosystem is all starting to just start to.
Yes, that's like we're in what are we, 100 days old? Like I
Yeah,
think we're
yeah.
yeah, I think we're officially 100 days old now. So um, we've come such a long way in such a short period of time. It's mind-boggling, really. I'm just going to share this
I
into
don't know if
our
it's an
Telegram. Hold on. Sorry, go ahead, Jeep. I'm sorry, I'm just talking to myself here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an American thing or if this is an international concept, but we're people want, it's like instant gratitude. We're looking for everything right away. And when WPT was first announced and I started looking at the white paper, I saw all of these really neat concepts. And I thought, wow, this links to that and that. Amazing how it all kind of interconnects. And I'm just sitting here like, am I being impatient? Yes. But am I also seeing incredible growth in such a short period of time? Yes. So just even with the first token that's launched, WPT, I mean, watching the buybacks, watching the rewards treasury do its thing, it's magical. I mean, over 6.5% locked into total supply, locked away in 100 days. I mean, can you imagine? This is crazy.
I know that's like there's other projects out there with this.
I'm back on.
Oh yeah, woo! There's Landy. I take
Oh,
back the ugly
yeah, I need
statement.
to.
I take back the ugly statement. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
And just for anybody watching, it's not 7 p.m. in the night, and me and Landy are drinking. It's nearly 11 p.m. over here, so we're having cryptos
Oh
and
yeah,
beer.
and Friday night.
Exactly. So it's crypto and beer, and I brought enough to load up a few.
I need to find a better place for my camera, but that's where it is for now.
Yeah, mine's hanging off. What was my dog barking? I'm trying to see here now. Mine's just hanging off a light kind of thing. Oh, I'm gonna turn off this virtual background because it's annoying me. That's better.
There we go. Yeah, I got loads of different mounts for it and stuff, but I just had no idea what it was going to look like wherever I put it. So it is what it is for now.
Look at your mic setup. It's looking awful fancy, Landy.
Recording
It's really not. I mean, I've got my I got that. It's just
There
an
goes
arm
my
and a mic on.
there goes my crypto and beer all over the place. Oh, hold on. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll be back.
Yeah, put it over here. I don't know. It's going somewhere.
Landy, I had never seen your face before, and you look exactly like I imagined you.
Really?
Yep.
Oh well, thank you.
You look like an intellectual.
Thank you very much. It's the glasses. They really do make you look like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I've been wearing glasses for many years and fooling people for a lot longer.
Need to sort the glare on them out though, because it's a bit, right in my face. Should have had a shave, really, shouldn't I? Coming on camera.
Nah, this is 2022. You don't have to do that.
It could have tidied up a little bit, but yeah.
As long as you're dressed, I think that's the prerequisite right now.
Yeah, true. I do have to say, though, Jeepin, some weather on them out there.
What was that?
Some weather on them out there.
Oh, got it. That makes absolutely no sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all, does it? But we all say it. That's what I mean. I don't notice it because you're just used to it. And then because we were having that conversation the other day about weird things that people from here say, I said it and I was like, yeah, that does not make any sense at all. That doesn't mean anything.
I told you how my son is now speaking like David Attenborough.
Yeah.
So
At least it's one of the good British accents that
That's right. He was they were doing animal identification, and he called it a giraffe and a cough, and
The giraffe.
his little squeaky voice and giraffe.
You need a deep voice to speak like David Attenborough.
Yes, you do.
The moon. You can't really get away with it any other way.
It was only 50 years ago.
Hang on, is he on the stream? Where is he?
No, we watch it like every night.
They're a good watch, to be fair. Right, where's my dog barking?
I don't know. All the dogs are going mad tonight, whatever it is.
Hang on. Senna, what's up?
All right, what's our first topic of discussion here? Who wants to start us off?
Sorry, I missed
remember, guys, up in the top right there, we have a comment section. So feel free to go over there, and then you can read as people post up. So we have Bobby post, hello Bobby. We have Joe Murphy. Some people are made for radio. I don't disagree with you there, and I am most definitely one of those. And I see
what we really need is we need him to clarify who's made for the radio there. He's going to say all three now.
We've established you're already beautiful. You know what I mean? So it's obviously me because we can't see Jeepin. So thanks for that, postman.
I think we're all beautiful, aren't we?
Yeah,
it was Joe that said it. We'll have to.
Oh yeah, sorry, it was
Yeah,
Joe
we'll have
Murphy.
to go and
thanks for that.
Berate in the Telegram.
So see, look at that, and we can put it up there. Thanks, Joe. Look, I'm going to give you some much needed attention there. I'm going to put you up on the live stream. People are going to see exactly who's hurling abuse at us while we're live on YouTube and Twitter. So thanks for that. I'm not deleting this, by the way. This is going to be up forever.
Oh, great. Thanks. If I knew we were recording it, I would have left my camera broken.
It's okay. I'm gonna get my face out there and let you see all the ugliness, and we'll just accept it as it comes. And you'll get used to me. It'd be like, that new ugly art install that pretty much every town in the world seems to think is a good idea of wasting money and using that to.
We've all seen your face because we got the stickers.
That's true too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so you're already a celebrity, pre-video.
100%. So, Jeep, and how are you feeling now? Has that temperature come down significantly?
It's still about 100.4. Last I checked.
I'm gonna have to find out what 100 is.
I think it's about 39 degrees for us, Landy.
37.7.
Oh, 37. Is that a temperature?
No, you're fine. Come on, get on with it.
Yeah, come down.
Just suck it up at this stage.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be 98.6?
I was 105, which I don't know what that is Celsius.
Oh yeah, we were worried about you then, but now.
Oh yeah, that's over 40 for us. That's a danger zone.
Yeah, that is danger. Yeah, that is that's death territory right there. Light and breezy. Keep it light and breezy.
Yeah, we go into the dusky bells of death.
Here he is
on our first post.
Here's the man himself.
So
you look looking great.
A week off. Yeah. No, I'm on vacation this week. I haven't shaved, and now I'm sick.
Oh, I forgot to shave as well. Yeah, I see.
Oh, we all did. Oh, bugger.
Right, so look, again, this is a community space, and again, look, anybody in the community space, if I know you and you want to come up actually as a speaker, just put a message in here and I'll DM you the link. There's no problem bringing people up here as well. You know what I mean? If I don't know you, I probably won't bring you up, and maybe in the future I'll get to know you and you can come up.
No, it's a selective club.
Just when we're streaming, I don't want to have to delete these. If you know, so if we have some, let's be honest, crypto's full of weirdos, myself included. But you know what I mean. Some people just like to come up and FUD or be abusive. So I don't want to have to delete these if we don't have to. So I prefer if I kind of knew the people in the community and then they can come on up.
Did you have to call us all out like that, or was that just
we're all weirdos. Like I am a firm believer that everybody that's in crypto right now is some sort of weirdo or a freak in some cases. You know what I mean? And I love every single one of you. We can all be freaks and weirdos together.
That is true.
I think everyone's a weirdo. Some people just hide it quite well.
And that's weird.
That's weird. Even the people. Do you know what? Being really normal is weird.
It is to weirdos. So
even they're weird.
Right. So do you have any topics, guys? Obviously, this is not planned. We have written nothing down here, and we have no agenda. So.
Let's talk about, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk about the market. And I personally feel that the market is. I think that was evident when was it yesterday that the CPI report came out, the consumer price index out of the States. It came in greater. The expectation was to have a low inflation rate, and what came in was higher. And so the U.S. stocks started to dip, and they opened low. And then all of a sudden, everybody said, "Whoop, forget it." Woo! And all of a sudden, we started pumping. Now that's it. It's why, right? The only answer I have is that I think that I think everyone understands and agrees that it's like, how many more sellers are there? I think we've sold out.
Yeah, like, to be honest with. I'm actually just going to pull it up here because, I like to be on the factual side. So the total market cap of crypto right now is 918 billion. I honestly think almost all of those dollars are going to stay within crypto for the most part at this stage. Everybody who wanted to get out has got out, and anyone that's going to hold now at this stage, because, let's be honest, in a lot of cases, people are down 60, 70, 80, 90% of their original investment if they got in October, November last year. And a lot of people came to crypto in October and November of last year with the amount of hype, with the amount that was in mainstream news, mainstream media, all this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people have come to the party, and we may have lost some of them. They cut their losses, but I'm hoping we got a lot of real long-term investors, and they're going to use this as a building point from this where we are right now.
No,
Bobby, sorry, I just have messed up, Bobby. Bobby, I'm from Ireland. If you didn't realize from the big stupid Irish accent.
It is a subtle Irish accent.
Oh yeah, like to be fair, if I kind of spoke in my real accent and at real tempo, you wouldn't understand me.
Well, I was actually kidding. It's not very subtle.
Well, it is when you come over here. I can't understand some of my neighbors.
I'll tell you what, you do get that, don't you? Like, my parents are both from Liverpool, and so I know the accent really well. It is a difficult one, but sometimes I go up there and I'm like, what the hell are you lot talking about?
I visited Liverpool, and I had the chance. So we took this Beatles. The tour. Okay, and so at the end, we were at the Cavern Club, and they said, "Here's a special. Does anyone play an instrument?" I said, "Yeah, I play the guitar." And other people, "Yeah, I play this, I play that." And they said, "Well, we have a house band, and if you want to pick one song, you come back tonight, you can play at the Cavern Club, whatever song, whether you want to play the guitar, whatever instrument, if you want to sing, anything, and you could perform at the Cavern Club." So you'd think that I would have taken them up on that, but did not. Too scared, and I missed my chance. So.
Well, you may well get another chance. Although you nearly did miss your chance because the Cavern Club nearly shut down.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah, over COVID. Made no money, did they? But I think they got bailed out by somebody and they're still going. Everyone was fuming.
To be fair, look, just go back what we were talking to. Like, we did get that bit of a pump yesterday, or was that today? Man, I'm missing so much. I'm usually on this stuff. Yeah, no, sorry,
Yesterday, wasn't
it? Yeah, it was
a couple
yesterday
of
because
decent buys.
no, sorry, not WPT, just Ethereum on its own. You know.
Oh right.
So, like, I'm looking here. So, yeah, because I look at everything in Eastern time or Eastern Standard Time, or Jeepin's gonna say it's not Standard Time, it's Daylight Saving Time right now.
We agreed on just Eastern Time.
Yeah, I believe it was about 9 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday. You know, Ethereum started to take a big pump, and to be honest, it's almost gone. You know, we're back down to roughly where it was. So, was it just a reaction, or people with the hopium? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think, to me, I always think of whenever I do make I'm sending a certain portion of the population, right? So that other people, of the population, 100%, but so what I'm getting at, I think yesterday enough people were casting their votes saying, you know what, I'm going to still invest, even if it doesn't, or bond or whatever, or crypto in this case. Even if it doesn't perform, I'm going to cast my vote and say, I think the market's oversold. Now it corrected because probably big money came in and took some profits and whatnot, but that's okay as long as it didn't just go down further and further and further into the abyss.
I was listening to David Godkinstein, or do you know who I'm talking about? I can't pronounce the second name.
I do. I saw something about him today.
Yeah, so
yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah, Godkinstein Media. You know the guy. He's like 300,000 followers on Twitter. Sometimes it can be good. Sometimes it can be a bit crazy. You know what I mean? But today was one of those crazy days, and he just came on as he held a space just for himself, so nobody else speaking, and he just kind of shouted into the abyss that is Twitter. But he believes, like, I enjoy listening to him sometimes. Sometimes it's just fun, and today was actually quite fun, although a bit aggressive. But he believes the bottom is in, and it's something that I, as Jeepin was saying, I believe it myself. I don't believe there's anywhere else to go. If you're still an investor in crypto in general right now, I'm not talking about absolute crap coins. I'm not talking about these new meme coin stuff, but like as a genuine investor and you're in real projects, I believe we're at bottom. You know what I mean? There may be small bouncing around here and there, but as a whole, I believe this is the time. It's probably going to be the best time in the foreseeable future that you can actually accumulate your crypto, or you can accumulate your investment, or you can DCA, and you'll get it at what I believe is probably going to be the lowest point, give or take a few percentage here and there, you know what I mean? And there's always going to be, in individual projects, pumps and, dumps due to news or bad news or whatever it is. But collectively, I believe that we are at bottom for crypto right now.
And now it's a matter of, okay, so we're at the bottom. And I think that once we start to see what I worry about, not so much worry, but I'm always worried. But what I worry about, I guess, is to some of these other projects that really are, let's just call them poop coins, right? And they're going to start elevating, whether it be 10%, 20% pumps or whatever. And then all of a sudden, the stable coin not stable coins, but the more stable projects that people have been in aren't so like satisfying because they're like, oh, well, it's remained the same. But you have to take, if you zoom out and you say, well, throughout this last year and whatever since launch date for WPT, if you see where we're way up, right? And so it's for people who got in at maybe 80, 90 cents, whatever, they may want to go to a poop coin and, as John would say, tickle the degen bone. And that's too bad. That you have to zoom out, look at this project, and say, "Hey, look at how stable we are, and look at where we've come. It's amazing."
My camera's been a dick. Sorry, my camera's being an ass.
Yeah, that's what mine was doing.
I know. Oh man, this is painful. Hold on. Yeah, I know what the problem is, Landy. Your camera's too fancy, and if it doesn't have enough light, it thinks that there's no light and turns off.
What, mine?
Yeah, I think the GoPro has a light sensor on it as well. So if you turned it on.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I just bought it. I had a GoPro 4, and before we went to Greece earlier this year, I was just like, I'm not going out with GoPro 4 anymore. What is that? I'll get a new one. And I bought it, and I was like, yeah, but that last one, I only really used it twice in the 6 years I've owned it.
Yeah. You wanted 81p instead of 1080p.
Yeah. Basically, I was like, I'm not using that. It's too old. And then I was like, I didn't really use it anyway, even when it was new. But now I can use it for this. So I do.
And you can put it on your helmet when you go skateboarding and rollerblading and surfing and all.
See, I can't skateboard. I can snowboard, but it's far too expensive to go. So I haven't been snowboarding in like 15 years.
I know, like you look at me and you go, possibly that guy never skateboarded, but I used to be an avid skateboarder from, the age of 12 to about 16. Like I used to live on my skateboard, and we used to live in skate parks. So we actually went over to London skating a couple of competitions in, they have a PlayStation skate park over there. It's underneath a bridge. It was really cool, and we went over to Florida. Actually, I brought my board to Florida with me and went to a couple of parks over there. It was something. It's always something I want to do, because what we didn't have in Ireland at the time was outdoor skate parks. So like Florida was full of them with all the concrete, and their actual park was really cool because it had this like migration where they opened the door where it went from wood inside to the concrete outside, and it was perfect. Oh, it was so cool, man. I loved it.
That's neat.
That is good.
I don't think I could stand on a skateboard now without shattering it.
We've actually, Tony Hawk built a skate park down here because there's a village called, probably about like 30 or 40 miles away, there's a village called Mount Hawk. And so he was just like, right, I'm building a skate park there. It's massive. Nobody uses it.
Really?
Back in the day, it was big.
I'm going to get a reinforced skateboard and just go over and try it out.
I don't think it needs to be reinforced.
A fortified skate deck.
A fortified skateboard, yeah. You have the hashtag on the bottom.
Man, I'm doing it. They have to build decks for oversized people. They have to. So I'm going to get one. I'm going to build a new board, and I'm going to go back skating.
I'm sure they'll build decks for anyone if somebody wants to buy them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, I'll pay double what they are if it will support my wage,
No comment before I get into some very dangerous territory. We haven't argued yet.
No, I won't either. You can hurl abuse at me, as anybody can. I take constructive and just criticism in general pretty well, but you have to be able to receive it back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same. Say whatever you want, but just be prepared for me to give it back again.
No, I'm gonna pull up. Right, so sorry, what were we even talking about there?
I'm gonna say
We just went off on
a
a
lot.
tangent.
Yeah, I think we were just going off on one. You were saying that you think the bottom's in.
Yeah, just as a general crypto market bottom, I firmly believe so. I'm just checking out our chart here on CoinMarketCap. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is where the camera doesn't really work for me because I normally just do bits while I'm on the phone.
Yeah, I do be texting people, and like normally if it's late at night, you won't see me drinking beer. I'll be just just
Oh
quietly.
yeah, good one. Oh, this never happens to me.
Oh no, I'm not denying that I drink beer. That would just be blasphemy over here. As it's already been pointed out that it's blasphemy that I'm drinking Corona instead of Guinness and whiskey.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like.
Hold on for that.
I don't like Guinness. It has a weird texture. I'm not a fan.
I don't like it either, but
Thick.
I didn't.
I like Guinness, but yeah, I can see what you mean. It's thick.
Yeah, it's that
Maybe if I
milky
I'll
texture.
have
Hang on, Dave's going to call me old.
Why? Landy, you're old.
I like it. What can I say? And well, it's not cheap anymore. It used to be cheap.
Yeah,
He also-
man.
I like ales and like the craft stuff, but you can't buy it normally because it's like £3.50 a can. And what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, to be honest, everything's got crazy expensive in the
Oh,
past 2 years, But especially like to be honest, the domestic stuff seems to go up significantly more than the stuff that they import. I don't know why, like Corona has pretty much stayed around this. Yeah, but Corona stayed pretty much around the same price as it always has. Yet our own domestic kind of beers and whiskeys and all have gone up 30-40%.
Well, this is one of those things, though, isn't it? It's the same as like when you go into supermarkets and see the own brand stuff compared to the premium brands. Like Corona is a premium brand. They can import it and put a larger markup on it, and so it's got more room to stick to its price compared to domestic stuff that was priced fairly, should we say, because it didn't have extra margin tacked onto it just because it was premium.
Guys, I'm just checking out our chart. We're back up to $1.06 right now.
106. Christ, it was
106
earlier.
Yeah, 106, and I'm checking that out in CoinMarketCap. So
what's happening is it's buybacks, right? I mean, it's like they're pumping itself. It's like people are trying to get in before the buyback, then the buyback happens, and people want to get in because the chart. It's like self-fulfilling prophecy because just it's a friendly whale, and it's really it's just really cool to watch. The again, 6.5% in such a short amount of time. I think that can't say that enough. I mean, I've watched projects with treasuries, and they haven't even come close to that. And watching their buyback, some days it's $100, other days it's $5,000. But for us, it's random, right? And we don't know when they're going to happen, but it's really exciting to watch some really major buybacks happening and going back into syndication, and just it's a proven model because me.
what? Is that you, Landy? Did you hear the bong noise?
Oh no.
No, was it me?
I thought I saw an Easter thread over there.
Hold on, I think I have a tempo gone. Can you hear that?
I can.
Yeah, it wasn't me the first time. I think Landy done something, then ran away. No, yeah, that's like 106, man. Those like the buybacks from Pork Chop have just been insane, and that additional funds that's gone into syndication, like we're gonna see the returns from that. In give or take 10 to 14 days. So
Yeah.
like I'm excited to see just how quick WPT is going to start growing once those syndication funds are coming back. Daily, weekly, monthly, and then the actual syndication treasuries growing. NFTs go on sale, and the percentage of them goes into Pork Chop and into the syndication funds. On like we have seen it. You know what I mean? People that are currently in the community have seen it, and I hope they believe in it. But I honestly feel that when the world sees exactly what WPT is doing, we're gonna explode. There's no other way. I cannot see any real investor looking at us going, "I'm not gonna invest." Genuinely, it's something that it's been blowing my mind since the concept first came to me back in, I think it was late February with Jonathan. And as soon as he said it to me, I went, "Is this actually what you're going to do, or is this just an idea?" And he goes, "No, no, no, sure. This is what I do in New York. And this is my job. I'm just bringing what I already do into Web3. I'm bringing it into crypto, and I'm going to share it with whoever believes in WPT along with me." And I went, "Right, you can't. You know what I mean? Like this isn't going to happen as you say it's going to happen." And the more I talked with Jonathan, the more I was convinced, and that's when I went, "Look, I need in. Let me in the door. I want in. I want into pre-sale. I want into whatever you're going to let me into. I'm with you 100% because this is This is space changing. This is life changing for anybody that's getting in there. Like I can't believe we're at $1.
So
Honestly,
here's the thing, Dave, is that you had mentioned that Jonathan is already doing this, right? A lot of projects, they say, here's what we're going to be doing. And everyone says, wow, this is great. Can't wait to see it play out. Jonathan saying, here's what I have 15 years. It's worked. So why bring a successful model over to crypto? I already know it's going to work. And now I'm looking at it like, wow, it is working. But he's saying, of course it's working. I've been doing it for 15,
that's what I don't think people understand. Like they're waiting for WPT to prove itself. It's not really WPT. It's Jonathan and the thing he's been doing for 20 years. And he's confident that this is going to work because he's been paying his mortgage. He's been feeding his kids. He's been clothing his family, doing this exact same concept for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like I don't know anybody that's going to go to a business that's operating 20 years and go, "You don't know what you're doing."
Right.
I hear that quite often in my business that has been running for 35. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, really? You're really going to tell me that? I mean, I haven't been doing it 35 years, admittedly, but something like that.
Yeah, no, but like you're doing something right. You know what I mean? I think just like crypto, just like projects, just like everything else, you're gonna find people who disagree with you. You're not gonna satisfy everybody. I'm not expecting that every crypto investor in the world is going to be an investor at WPT. Some people won't agree. Some people won't see the benefits of entering the American financial world in blockchain. They won't see the strength of our community. They won't see the mindset of everybody involved in this team. That's okay. You know what I mean? That's why there's loads of projects out there. That's why, some people like art, some people like sports. We're not here for everybody. We're here for whoever believes in what we're doing. And I strongly believe we're going to have a crazy, crazy community in this space. You know what I mean? I cannot see people rejecting WPT when it's bringing back. Look at Pork Chop already. Like, hold on, I'm going to pull up Pork Chop.
Yeah,
Give me a
please do.
second. I'll see here. Can I share my screen? Hold on. Actually, just to be fair, No, it won't. It won't let me. I'll have to play around with it. But I'm just going to read out pork chop then. So I'm going to call on.
For the archives.
Yeah. So I'm going to, like, if you're on our main chat now, you'll see live me calling pork chop. Just to read out to you guys. So it currently has 0.19 ETH in it, about $250. That doesn't sound substantial. But it currently owns 650,284 WPT tokens. Remember, that's out of a 10 million supply. So that is 6.5% of the total supply is now owned by Porkchop. Remember, Porkchop is there to fill up our staking pools and, you know, give it back slowly. No more than 5% can be taken out every 60 days and added to those pools. And that's a maximum amount, not a minimum. So, you know, eventually Porkchop's going to own 22%. And, you know, it's going to just keep growing. And then 5% will come out, get distributed to the stakers and, you know, other parts of the ecosystem. So that it's actually the holders that are going to benefit from Porkchop, while that builds up again to do the exact same thing. So I firmly believe Porkchop's in the long term is probably going to hold roughly between 25 and 30% of the total supply, and that's going to be just kind of stuck there. So realistically, we're going to be working with a 7 million circulating supply, while Porkchop is constantly jumping between 25 and 30% of the total supply that it's holding. And like right now, its current value is $688,893. Like it's just we're not a blue chip yet. You know what I mean? As much as I'd like to think, you know, we're well on our way, we are not a blue chip. We are not some absolute, you know, we don't have hundreds of thousands going through our system every day. This is done on what 45 grand roughly in syndication funds. we're 100 days old.
I mean, it's just amazing. And the other thing to consider is that that's a wall, right? Because those tokens are gone, meaning that nobody has access to them. Well, maybe 100%, right? But they're out of circulation at the moment. Well, guess what else is out of circulation? Those who have staked, those who have farmed, especially staking. You know, if you're in a 60-day pool, a 90-day, 180-day, I'm in a, you know, just about all of them. And I can't touch those tokens even if I wanted to. And so I'm just a small percentage of a greater whole.
Yeah, and the best thing is not, like that's like 180-day staking pool. I've seen a couple of people flag up that they went into the wrong pool with the 180 days because they're looking at the 60-day pool right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I am not staked in the 180-day pool. Full disclosure, I put everything into the 60-day pool about 15 seconds after launch. So I bought in a pre-sale along with a lot of other people, and 15 seconds after launch I was instantly into the 60-day pool. And it wasn't because I didn't want to go into the 180-day pool. I was like, Jonathan's going to come up with something for WPT that we're going to need it for NFTs, or we're going to need it for something, so I'm going to put it in the shortest term pool that I'll have at least the option to use it. As we progressed, that's not the case. So straight out, I looked at the kind of short term on things, and I just threw everything into the 90-day pool. So again, like I might as well just put it in the 188 too, because I probably would have earned more from the actual initial point of when I put it in to when that will unlock than the 60-day and the 90-day anyway. But also what you have to remember is the 60-day pool has a 2% staking fee.
Yep.
A lot of people think it's a small amount. I personally, it's there to deter you slightly. You know what I mean? It's there to say, look, it's a really short pool. You're going to get the lower rates and all this, but, you know, you're going to be able to access these funds so much quicker, as well as the token potentially growing in value. And you will, you know, over the 60 days, you're going to get full benefit of, you know, whatever the APR is at the time. Totally agree. But
my view on that,
sorry, go on. Sorry.
I was just going to say my view on that is people don't work with numbers very well. And so they look at 2% and think, it's not a massive amount, which you could argue that fact, but that's 2% straight off when you stake it that you're not earning the APR on anymore. And so it's a compounding factor. It's not like a 2% loss. It's 2% less that you're earning on your APR from then on.
Well, you're talking
which can make a big difference.
You're talking APY at that point, right?
Yeah, basically you are talking APY at that point. And like I say, full disclosure as well, I did exactly the same thing as Dave, because I was like, nah, Jonathan's going to do something. I'm not locking them up for 6 months when I know that he's going to do something. And then he didn't.
Give me a sec, my dog's going nuts.
Oh, I've had to leave for my dog a few times. But that is a good point as well for us to bring up again, that even as all three of us being admins, we don't really get information any quicker than anyone else. Me and Dave have both made not bad decisions, because I wouldn't say it like that, but we've both made assumptions that haven't worked out in the best of our interests, because we don't get that information ahead of anyone else. Like, at no point were we told, do a 60-day because I'm doing something. We've just gone, I know what Jonathan's like. I reckon he will do something. We made a bet based on that. And we could have made a better bet if we'd chosen to do so. But
yeah, no, I am surprised that I thought that I would learn more, behind the scenes, but it makes sense, because there's the business side and we're on the token side, and it's better that way. I would, and you know what? I'm pleasantly surprised every day, just like everyone else. I might.
This is it. Like, I won't complain about it in any way.
Well, no,
it's exactly fair, and it is how it should be, because I've been in, as I'm sure you have, I've been in projects as an investor where people on the team have clearly been given information ahead of time, and it's not fair.
Yeah, it's really not.
What's not fair now? Sorry, I've totally missed all that.
I said both you and I made the same decision, but that brings up a good point that I like to come back to, and I know you like to come back to sometimes, where it proves that we aren't given information ahead of time, because we both went, I reckon Jonathan will do something with this, and he didn't. And we would have been better off just staking it for the longer time, because we would have got a better APR. But, he doesn't give us information ahead of time, and that's proof of it, because we both made the same decision.
I can give you like the insider information we get is from the main group in the Telegram. Jonathan releases news in the main group of Telegram before the admin group, and that I will promise you.
And then he goes on the admin group and go, look, told you I'd say something later, but I wouldn't tell you what it was. And we're like, thanks. Why did you have to rub it in?
Well, if we, I swear, if you even got a 30-second head start on it, you go with something that, there's community members asking me questions about something I have no idea that he's announced and I missed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could have announced it 5 minutes ago and I get a DM. So what am I going to do with this? And I went, what project is that? I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like,
the same way he goes on, the same way he goes in the main chat, and he's like, I'm dropping hints all the time. He comes in the admin chat and he's like, it's going to be great later, and we're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. No, it's cool, pleasant. Set your expectations low, and you'll always be pleasant. And in this case, it's hard to set my expectations low, because this project's so great in comparison to all. I have that perspective, being in for years, and you all have the same perspective. You know what it's like to be in bad projects and to listen to death and to hear the promises and to see the failures, and then to say, wow, I really believed in that person. But what happened? What happened?
And this is what I was saying a minute ago, in that I don't think I would feel comfortable being given a lot of information ahead of time, because I would know that it wasn't all that fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, 100% great. Look, I'm gonna answer Charlie's question. That
Oh
I
yeah, I
pinned
was
up at the
wondering when
top
you
here.
pick up on that because I saw that about 10 minutes ago, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh.
Charlie, like, it's Goku. Come on, seriously. Yeah, Goku would kick 4 Superman's asses. Like, let's be honest here.
Now, who is Goku?
Oh,
Oh
Christ!
no!
Right, this is now a Dragon Ball Z chat. Dave, switch YouTube channels quick and put it on the Dragon Ball Z YouTube channel.
Not going down that road.
Jeepin, do you actually have you heard of Dragon Ball Z?
I have.
Okay, right. So Goku's the main character from Dragon Ball Z.
I know there's a red ball right with like a white center or something with a lightning bolt.
You made him choke.
Yeah, so it's
Orange
an
ball
orange
with a red star.
An orange ball with red stars, 1 to 7. Yeah, that's like my dog's even called Goku. Like, to be fair.
Oh,
I was hooked on it from a kid. Me and my brother used to watch it religiously. It was not big in Ireland. You know what I mean? It was. I don't believe it was probably big in Europe. I was even watching it in Japanese, and it was subtitled or dubbed over then later on. And I was just hooked from a kid, and then the world kind of took on. Dragon Ball Z is what we see today. Like, I believe it is the largest. Yeah, it is. It's the largest franchise, it's the largest series to ever have existed.
wow!
That's how big it is now. Yeah, it's bigger than Disney. It's bigger than anything.
Well, it's bigger than
It's the most profitable.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
That's been going on over a long time.
I know. I believe it's the most profitable or the biggest franchise or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure, but it's the biggest in something. You know what I mean? I was like, sure, surely Disney has to be, the biggest, and it wasn't even close.
Oh, Christ! Didn't know that.
And then I'm trying to see Charlie's coming in with loads of mad stuff. What's up, Charlie? You can come up and chat if you want as well.
Yeah, come on up, Charlie.
Oh yeah, Christ! He's gone. He's gone off the deep end there a bit. He's asking about the BBBs. That's the buyback breakfast that Jonathan's been posting. That's what he's asking about.
I've seen a couple of buyback sandwiches as well. Do they count as breakfast?
And well, anything you eat in the morning counts as breakfast.
Charlie says, "Shame on you." I know.
Yeah, he let you off when you said you did know what Dragon Ball Z was.
Yeah. Sometimes I really think I've been living under a rock for the last hour.
Honest man.
I don't know, because I caught the tail end of it in my youth.
You're younger than me.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. Like, I think I caught like the end of when it was like really, really popular.
Right. Okay.
Because I did watch it. It was on Cartoon Network, so I did watch it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it actually might that's when you knew it got big. It was on daily on Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Yeah, like I do remember. I remember really liking it and watching quite a bit of it, but I was so young I can't really remember it that well.
James,
I'm only 3 years younger than you. I'm not like like a generation ago.
That's a generation over here. What did you and your family and your brothers or your friends watch, Jeepin, when you were, in your pre-teen years that probably stuck with you for the rest of your life?
Oh man, the Muppet Show, Fraggle Rock,
classics.
Yeah, the Smurfs.
Oh, I used to love the Smurfs.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, Smurfing great it was.
I mean, they do until old. When I was a kid, it was still, it made that they were able to do that type of information.
Did you ever? I don't know about you guys. Did you ever watch that? Is it the Mormoons or the Mormons? They were like,
Oh, I know what you mean.
they were like hippo-looking things. The
Moomins.
Moomins. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it.
No, I didn't ever watch it.
No.
No. Oh man, I love that too.
Mm.
That was great. I know. No, but like, Jeepin', I tell you what, I'm gonna leave it up to you.
Okay.
Do you want to share the concept of Fortify?
Oof.
Oof. The way.
Do it.
I will try my best, sir. Okay. So
Yeah, well, hold on, wait for this. Fortify.
bye.
And
Did that
Jeep
sound like
needs
I'm
to
in a
go like,
cave?
"Oh."
Does it sound like I'm in a cave?
No.
No, you sound fine.
Oh no!
Is it supposed to?
No. Yes.
I want to sound like I'm in a cave.
Hold on. Just give me a second. I'm going to be very upset now if this doesn't work.
Oh, is this your voice mod thing? I did download
Yeah.
that.
Hold on here now. Can you hear me now? Does
Yeah,
that
can
just
hear you.
sound normal? Does
Sounds
it just sound normal?
Mhm.
No?
Sounds
This is
normal.
pissing me off. Right, hold on. Yeah. No, I've no idea what's going on. That's cool. I'll just sound normal today.
Oh, what's the point in that?
I know. Like what is going on?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's going on with Fortify. How about that?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Very nice segue there, G.
Well, okay. So, classic crypto. Back when it was
Right,
lot-
I'm gonna go sort my dog out. Hang on.
Landy says, "Okay, I'm out of here." This is
Don't know what's up.
Reese.
Yeah, I've heard this pitch already before.
You know, back when I started with crypto, I was actually mining Litecoin and Litecoin. You know, I had no idea really what I was doing, but I'm an IT professional. I've been in IT for almost 20 years now, and even 10, 12 years ago, I was trying to build, you know, milk crate miners and whatnot, and figure it out based on very little knowledge. The internet wasn't involved. So all that said, I was mining these coins, and I heard about crypto. Bitcoin was $100 first started. I remember that, $80 to $100, and so whatever year that was. And so when you look at those types of projects, there's really no substance, right? Litecoin, there's no utility. What is Litecoin doing for you? Can you use Litecoin for anything? You buy something with Litecoin. Well, I mean, arguably you could use the app, and you could possibly, but really native to the token and the project and the community all the way through, right? There's really no utility for that project. Now, I was still able to turn that around and sell my for, you know, a pretty decent return. And that was when I first getting hooked on crypto, because I realized, wow, this is so cool. So through the years, I started to buy into projects that I thought just whether they had a cool name. It's almost like watching sports, and you would pick if I, you know, rugby. I don't know much about rugby, but I know the All Blacks from New Zealand because my boss was there, and they have all black. Oh yeah, that's really cool. So I was picking projects just like I pick a sports team that I don't really know much about, right? And so that said, I'm over here years later looking at, I was trying to buy into Shiba Inu, I was trying to buy into Doge, I was trying to buy into all these other projects, and they started to rug pull on me, some of them, because I just didn't understand the concept. And now, in hindsight and in retrospect, I realize that it's incredibly different where we are today than even just this time last year. This time last year, you could just throw a dart and hit the wall and try to get in and out of a project. And you didn't even have to go quickly. I mean, quickly meaning like you had weeks to get out. rush. So what am I getting at? Well, what I'm getting at is that I now only look at projects that have utility, right? Now that's important. What? So that's important, right? As far as the utility support the ecosystem. But what if crypto was to start to slack? What if crypto, the market as a whole, started to do what it's doing right now? We're in a bear market, and this is terrible, right? So, looking at the bear market, how is it that we're going to be able to still go up? Why is it that WPT is going up to? You just looked and said it was $1.06, and said, "Oh wow, it's $1.06." Why is pork chop able to there's our rewards treasury? Why is it able to buy back these tokens? Where does that money come from? Where does the ROI come from? Well, that's where fortification comes in. And you have the concept of an outside business. We spoke earlier about Jonathan. He's been doing this for 15, 20 years. An outside business has said, I'm going to share my business with the crypto world. And now you're in the token project. Let me work my magic, which he does. He works his magic with WPT Investing, and that's a separate company, right? It's a private Class C corporation out of New York City. It's doing its thing, and it's injecting ROI back into our crypto projects. So as a token holder, I'm saying, wow, it doesn't matter whether the buys and the sells are happening. In fact, if you sell, I thank you because you're contributing to more monies that Jonathan can work his magic with. And as a result, we're seeing a price floor that's slowly ratcheting up and up because at some point, the more buybacks that occur, yes, the 5%, okay, can be used, but at some point, you're never going to be able to use all of it. So 5% out of 8%, right? Then there's still 3 left. 5% out of 10%. Well, now there's still 5 left. That's the ratcheting effect where it ultimately is going to hit a point where the price will go exponential because there's just not enough to go around. There's just not enough sellers anymore. And so the fortification side is bringing that outside ROI back into crypto and hedging your bet by saying, okay, I'm going to invest in this project, knowing that I have outside utility, even though the crypto market's not doing, lending market is doing really well right now. And we're all seeing the fruits of that, of that concept.
And to be honest, I can't comment on other countries. I don't live there. I follow it a little bit, and I can hear talks that America is already heading into recession. The UK is heading into recession, and in some states they've actually declared a recession. And people go, yeah, but people won't be investing in crypto in a recession. Okay, I take that concept. So they go, okay, nobody's going into crypto. We could be in this bear market for the next 2 years. Don't get me wrong. I don't believe we will be, but it is very, very possible. There's always there's always a possibility that this could go on for 2-3 years. And how many projects can survive this current market in, with less than $1 trillion, with people moving TVLs around daily to different projects that are getting launched? How many projects are going to survive 2 years of this up and down, sideways movement trading? You know what I mean? I don't think there'll be many. I think there's blue chips that are going to struggle if, this was going to happen. And if they are just solely based in the crypto market, they're, everything is reliant on crypto investors, new investors, and everything's within the actual, that 918 trillion, I think or 918 billion we called earlier. If they're relying on that TVL, they're going to be in trouble. I don't care how big they are. They're going to be in trouble if this market lasts 2 years, and there's going to be plenty of projects that absolutely tank and probably cease to exist. That's where the fortification comes in. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's going to be a point, like, if everybody done WPT and we had 5 holders left, don't get me wrong, those 5 guys would be pissed. You know what I mean? Like, don't get like they would be pissed. The price would be pretty low, but WPT will continue on. WPT has outside ROI coming back in. Pork Chop's going to buy a significant amount of tokens because, there's only 5 holders. The price has gone relatively low again, or very low if there was only 5 holders and everybody's dumped everything. And I guarantee you that we'd be still sitting at $50 a token come 10 years' time. And that's with no investors. That's just WPT just doing what it does as an ecosystem with nobody intervening. So I believe that 5% that it's going to come out every 60 days. Then that's not guaranteed to come out every 60 days. As I said, we're 100 days old now, and 0 of that has been distributed. It just has to come out at some point and re-top up pools. Our holder count at the moment is a little over 400, so there's no need. Where people are earning 30, 40, 50, 60% APR. Do we really need to top up them pools? No. So let's build Pork Chop. Let him hold, or get that treasury to hold a significant amount of tokens before we start pulling them back out and distributing them across holders. And I think it's going to hold 30% very easily. Our next bull run, we get 1,000 holders, we get 2,000 holders. I believe Pork Chop's going to be sitting between that 25 and 30. So it will get up to 30 and then we take 5. And remember, there's always going to be a point in which that, the trading will match what comes out every 60 days. It may be 25, maybe 30, maybe 40%. Who knows? Nobody knows. But we will get to that point where, 5 comes out, 5 goes back in. Over the same period of time, 5 comes out, 5 goes back in. And again, it will just continue doing that. And then that is our floor. That's, and that could be $20. That could be $30. That could be $50 a WPT token.
So
and
Big,
then Pork Chop owns just an insane amount of the total supply.
So Big D, what does Pork Chop own right now? Percentage?
6.5%.
So every 60 days, how much can the team take out?
5% of the total supply. So that would leave, if we did take out the maximum amount right now and distribute it across pools, it would leave 1.5% in Pork Chop.
Okay.
And then the pools will be topped up.
Right. So then you have the 1.5 as your floor, and then you have 60 days until it can happen again, right? So now 1.5, if it was able to get to that point within, 90 days or whatever, I think as we grow, to your point, that's where that floor hits, right? They're not going to be able to take, even if it behooves us, we want them to take out the 5%, right? Because if you're in it for the passive income, which I'm in it, I don't want to sell my tokens. I want to stake them, and I want to receive back an APR annually. I want to receive back a certain amount of tokens that I can sell. And when I sell, I will happily give to the pool, contribute the tax money, right? Because that also behooves me, because it's going to eventually end up in Pork Chop, which is going to top up my APR and make sure that it's a sustainable thing. And that's really important because we are deflationary, which means that we have 10 million total supply of WPT. We don't mint new tokens to top up the staking pools. Again, we don't mint new tokens to top up the staking pools. Many projects do just that. Those APRs are inflated because, if you have $100 in the world and I print 1 million more, how much are your $100 worth? Not much, right? It's dilution, and we don't have that concept. We're deflationary, not inflationary. So it's scarcity game, and that is where you need to be. NFA disclaimer, but that where I like to be for crypto nowadays, right? Some place that they're not minting new tokens, and that the scarcity, that the token supply is coming down, because it's simple supply and demand. The less supply you have, the more demand possibly, but even at an even demand, the less supply goes up.
Definitely. Well, to be honest, it takes in the true concept of cryptocurrency, in my opinion. The whole premise of what Bitcoin was built on, just 21 million. And that's also will ever be at a max supply. In my opinion, I understand why Ethereum do it. I understand why, you know, Chronos do it. It's to try reduce fees and, you know, the progression and all this stuff. But they have a utility that could be built on. I don't know why a token that has no blockchain or no real, you know, use for minting tokens other than giving rewards would even open that up as an option. You know, it just kind of defeats the purpose of it's exactly what the states, or not the states in America, but the states around the world, of just printing more money because they want more money. It you know, it gives no value to anything, in my opinion.
That's right, sir. You know, and that's, you know, you use the word value. Value is a interesting word. There was somebody who told me one time, you can have value, quality, or customer service. Pick any two. You never have all three, right? Because if you're investing in customer service, then you're going to possibly have less. It's going to cost more, so now the value goes down because the price of the object goes up, right? So it's all about that. So there's that concept, but the value of the tokens here being deflationary again, the value today is going to be different. One token is different than what it's going, you know, what it was in the very beginning. It launched at what, 10, 12 cents, whatever it was. The value of one token is now 10 times that amount. And that's beautiful to watch. What's the value going to be in the future, especially when the scarcity comes in, right? And wow, I mean, I am super bullish on this project.
I have never, in all my years in crypto, I have never been as excited for a project as I have WPT. And I'm not saying that because I'm a team member. I was excited for this project. You can go back, and I think it's still on Twitter. I was nothing to do with WPT. I'd done an AMA with Jonathan live with the crypto guru and thing, and you can hear it in my voice then. I was excited for WPT, just the whole concept behind it. And I have a head for numbers. I love math. I love maths. I love, you know, I just love that, you know, it's pure, it's simple, and, you know, you're able to come up with an answer on your own. If you know exactly what you're doing, you can always find the answer. And this project just seems to answer questions that a lot of people haven't even asked themselves yet. But I used to ask when I hit projects all the time. I was like, why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? And next thing, I'm banned from that Telegram. I'm banned from there. And the people go, stop asking the question. The devs, you know, he's like, God. And I went, what? What are you talking about? I'm asking a question. I just threw $5,000 into this thing, and, you know, or I'm thinking of throwing $5,000 in, or whatever it is, you know. And I'm just asking a question, and you're saying I'm footing. That just doesn't make sense. Come into our group, and I guarantee you ask a question, even if it's loaded, even if you want to come in and be, you know, slightly loaded question, and it causes kind of a, you know, a bit of a ruckus. I will guarantee you don't get banned. You'd be called out on it, and you'd be, you know, somebody's going to say something to you, but you know, I guarantee you don't get banned.
Yeah.
Unless you're abusive, or unless you're, you know, trying to scam people. You can come in there and you can say, I think WPT is down today, and, you know, I think the team's a bit shit. You get people attacking you, but you're not getting banned. I've been in groups that, you know, they mentioned another token, or even potentially mentioned the blue chip, and insta ban, gone. You know what I mean? You can't find out anything about your current investment now at all because some lunatic on Telegram just said, you know, I don't like you. That's not how we operate. You know what I mean? That's not how anybody operates in there. Now, some people have got banned from bots. I apologize if you're listening. I have brought people back in. I've also brought scammers back in, as we've fully aware tonight.
Landy, them as your contact to your contacts.
Andy, I think your mic's not working.
I think you need to take that black cover off the front.
Yeah, no mic, bud.
Those circular, you know, the voice filter things, those always remind me of Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, the video into that.
These are my comfy ones.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, that's much better, sir.
When I got kicked off a minute ago and then I came back on, it's changed my mic settings for some reason.
Yeah, it done the same to mine. That's when when my camera disconnected and I went to reconnect it, it set up the wrong camera.
I thought you've all been ignoring me these last 20 minutes.
No, I was I could see you doing something. I was like, oh, maybe he's actually turned off his mic locally, even though his mic's on here.
I saw that you muted me and then unmuted me, and I was like, what's going on here? No, what it was is I can't type in the comments thing. So I went to log in, and when I clicked the login button, it kicked me off here. And then when I've come back on, it's changed all my settings. And so, don't know why.
Oh, that's grand.
I've forgotten what I was going to say when I was trying to talk a minute ago. I can't remember.
So here's the thing, community. Dave, Land, how long have we known each other?
Well, that would be from whenever you came in and joined the chat.
Well, sort of, right? I mean, yeah, but when we actually started to talk, how long has it been?
I think we really started talking when me and Dave started doing the VCs and especially the Twitter Spaces.
Bingo.
That's got to be what, 2 months?
Oh, no way. I was thinking, well, let's say 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
My perception of time at the moment, especially pertaining to WPT, is all over the place.
I feel like I'm in this project 1 week and also about 10 years.
Yeah, we were saying this the other day, weren't we? I'm like, right, I got in June, but I also feel like I've been doing this my whole life. And I also feel like I haven't been doing it that long. So, there's 3 reference points and only one of them's really true.
My only point was that in that short amount of time, I already considered, like, Dave has helped me with electrical work. Landy was up with me last night. I thought I was going to die from 105 temperature. I relied on you guys. That's how close I'm so fast, because I know genuine good people right out of the gate. Take long, but I've lived long enough to be a judge there. In our community, second to none.
Yeah, like some people in our community are just amazing. Like, I know Landy probably maybe since January, but probably start speaking in late February, March, maybe.
I think we've probably known each other since Feb and started talking properly in about March. When did you start doing your AMAs? I can't remember. It was before that.
I've again.
That's what I mean.
20 years ago. I don't know. I have no concept of time anymore.
Time's just like a big jelly blob thing, isn't it? And it's over there somewhere.
Like, genuinely, I have no concept of time. Like, I feel like I have been in crypto my entire life. Yeah, I know I got in 2019, so I'm in it less than 4 years. But I don't remember not having a crypto wallet. Genuinely, if I remember back to childhood, get my first phone, I could nearly, almost certainty go.
When you got the phone.
Yeah, I think I had crypto on my Motorola flip thing. That's how much it's embedded into me now. That's how much I think about crypto all the time.
You're getting confused because Snake was on there.
No, my first phone was pre-Snake. I had this this giant Motorola with a thing that pulled up and the buttons illuminated
I had one
green.
of them with the antenna and the little flip down thing that covered the buttons.
That's exactly that was my first phone. And believe it or not, I have the same mobile number since I was 12.
I do, yeah.
Yep. It's the same that mobile number that I had with that phone is the same one I have today. So, if you ever rang me at any stage, you can hit me up whenever you want.
I know I've never had. My first phone used to plug in to your cigarette lighter in your car. It was called a bag phone in the States. So you had a bag and you would, and then you had the phone, you plug it in, and it was kind of sort of thing, but it was so cool, Hey, can you hear me?
Landy, what I don't know if the ad got over to the States, but it was definitely in Ireland and the UK.
Right.
Was it for Malibu?
Malibu. I can't think of the one you're talking about.
Your man. It was like it was in Jamaica or something, and your man had one of those phones, and he's walking around the beach. Do you not remember that one? I'm gonna find it.
I don't think I do.
A comment here, Blezo. Did anyone win anything today? I just jumped in. You know what? I think we all won today.
He's like a bloody Jehovah's Witness.
And that's the power of the being with us, you know, in this environment.
Blezo, no, we're on a community space. This is just for us to all talk, have a chat. We're not doing anything official at the moment for WPT or anything like that. So we haven't done any draws. We haven't done any giveaways. We were hoping that people would jump on with us, but it's just been the three of us talking at each other.
Yeah, please feel free to come up and talk about your day and anything, any concerns you have, any questions, we are happy to answer.
Yeah, just again, I'm not putting out the StreamYard link just for any rando to join. So, you know, I don't think that would be a good use of the link.
Probably not.
But, you know, if you're a member of the WPT community, you know, DM me or put it up in the main group that you want. And I will 100% send it to you. You can come up and talk whenever you like.
We love you too, Blazo. Oh, Dave, I meant to say to you, I don't know if you've noticed, but when you make a comment, it comes up 3 times.
Yes, I have noticed because we're streaming on multiple platforms, so it just goes, yeah. I'm like, I'll just answer on everything.
He's streaming across the multiverse.
I was wondering whether you'd gone on all 3 and just gone, I better answer all of them.
No, it will just answer the same time or the same thing 3 times. So I just put it in once, and I can't seem to delete them.
That out, because I mean, the whole point of StreamYard is that it streams to different places. You'd think they wouldn't. But then I suppose.
No, yeah. Sorry, that's just me being an idiot as per usual. I can.
I said nothing. I just said it was weird.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it here and just goes, all destinations. What's that button do?
All destinations, yeah, when WPT's $100, absolutely.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'll go everywhere.
If you haven't realized by now, I'm very new to StreamYard, and yeah, I'm still working out all the stuff here.
This is the first use of it, really, isn't it?
Did you when $100, not if $100?
Oh, it's absolutely a when.
You know, nobody likes to make price predictions and all that. I'm just going to say, I don't think that $1 is high. I think $1 is low. I think there's a lot of meat left on the bone. If you look at it from not even from a price perspective, you look at it as how many can I buy for $1? You know, and then that's an equity. How much earn from rewards? What are you?
Because look at the banner he's fucking put on the thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. If I can't do this back, this is unfair.
Oh, sorry. I couldn't help myself.
Right. For everyone watching, most bullied admin. Right here.
What is annoyed? Pants.
Shitty.
Do you not remember?
Because over there, shitty means shit. And over here, shitty means annoyed or pissed off. Like, what are you shitty for?
Okay.
And so from then on, so now he's saying I've got shitty pants.
Yeah, sorry for being vulgar, but I couldn't help myself. I'll turn the ticker off.
Just, I hope everybody saw that. Most bullied. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we do have Nala. She is an attorney, so she can represent both of us, both sides.
It's not a conflict of interest.
She can just run from table to table. Sorry, Jeep, and I was being childish and stupid, but I'm sure
Do you
you
know
were
what? It's because they figured out that I can deal with it, so they just bully me now. That's all it is.
Man, to be fair, even if you couldn't deal with it, that was going up.
I know.
I just think that we should talk a little bit about Nala and the fact that we have how many projects have an attorney that's part owner, right?
Not only that, like she's a blockchain specialist as well as an immigration.
Wow.
I want to know if Jeep's all business because he's got a shirt on.
I have to say I have 2 shirts like this. They're hanging up right over there, and I was wearing a robe back before I got.
Maybe you should have come on.
So I'd look like Hugh Hefner. But
anyway,
I'm sick.
Nala.
Okay. Well, Nala, yeah. You were saying, Big D. How many projects have an attorney on their team, and can what that means to me is that you can quickly adapt and make sure that we're out in front of, or at least we can roll with as quickly as possible, being on the financial side, right? And that this is a financial project, and that there's a lot of moving pieces on the other end that's not part of the token. That there are certain aspects of that Jonathan and that team have to navigate. Now, we don't have to worry about that on the token side. We just have to make sure that they're doing their job right. Well, it would be something, my concern would first be from a risk assessment perspective. I deal with risk all day. From a risk assessment, I would say, what's the risk? The risk is that we're not meeting whatever regulations are out there. And so then what's your compensated control? Your control would be to hire an attorney, or at least put one on retainer. So then the risk is, well, how much money have you spent on that attorney? How much money do you continually spend on that attorney? How much money? It's always money and time, right? But having that resource there means that during the development process of every piece of our ecosystem, we're making sure that we're in compliance with today's regulations. And that's the best you could possibly do.
That's exactly it. And to be fair, like, definitely having a attorney on board to scrutinize every move and dot T's or dot I's, cross T's, get all the things in there. I find a lot of projects may even have access to attorneys. Like we've seen Yuga Labs and ApeCoin. Like they have attorneys representing those projects 100%, yet they didn't utilize them. Why? Because it's significantly cheaper to react and pay the fine than it is to pay these attorneys constantly to just cover all aspects. When that attorney is already on your side and already on the payroll, because it's part owner in the company, not just a token holder, you know what I mean? Part owner of the company. That's why we need to kind of stress here. She's going to do this anyway, you know what I mean? This is part of the company's role, so it's just fantastic. Like we can potentially down the line escape these fines, or they will be significantly less if something was done wrong, and we'd be able to react almost instantly or very quickly, unlike everybody else who's going to be gathering information and changing and stopping, or rearranging what they're currently doing in order to get onto the right side of the law. But we can just react, and it's almost instantaneous, which is that's a utility in itself, in my opinion, especially when we're on potentially large exchanges and in the blue chip status arena.
And when Dave says if and when and things like that, that's not necessarily us saying that something will go wrong because we've done something wrong. That's because of the way that the SEC and everyone like that are working at the moment, and part of the whole Yuga Labs thing that's going on right now, and the same with XRP Ripple, is a lot of these companies have gone to the SEC and asked for guidance, and they aren't being given it. They are basically being told, do what you're going to do, and once you've done it, we'll look at it and decide whether it's legal or not. And if it's not, you'll get a fine. And so when Yuga Labs are doing something and they're getting fined, they didn't really have much choice in that decision. They either didn't make a decision at all, or they just did something and waited to see where it went. And so that's not Dave saying we might do something wrong, just because we're being careless or anything like that. That's just the way that the
system
US
works.
financial system essentially works.
Like I genuinely believe WPT is going to be, it's going to make it to the blue chip status, and we're going to be in those top 25 tokens. And just as being part of that club, when you get into top 25 in anything, especially when it's financial world, especially when it's money related and it has a monetary value, fines are part and parcel of what happens.
That's right.
Go ask Coca-Cola, go ask, Starbucks, go ask, absolutely every top tier company all across every different, aspect of business. And they pay fines weekly in some cases. You know what I mean? There's stuff happening, stuff changing, and people make mistakes down the line. Like it could be anything. You could be fined for something super simple that probably wasn't even your fault. It could have been a subcontractor. Do you know what I mean? And then you have to go through the jigs and the reels of getting the fine back off those guys, or depending on contracts and so on. So again, I hope WPT gets hit with fines in the future. It shows that we've made it with these guys. You know what I mean? You're rubbing elbows with the business elites.
Well, it shows that you're making decisions that are new.
Right, exactly. You're evolving.
Because you're either getting fined because you're doing something that you know is wrong, which we're not going to do. So the only reason that WPT Investing Corp could possibly be fined is because they're doing something that doesn't have a decision made on it yet, and they make a decision that the US government doesn't like, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Like, to be honest, once these people get fined, as I said, like I think we're on the space last night, instantly it brings regulations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then people could just copy and follow. We know not to do that. And if you openly do that, that's your own fault. Those fines, they're not they're not trendsetters. They're not people like they're not the Wright brothers. You know what I mean? They're just idiots. Like, paying fines is not something that you'd want, but I believe when you're actually breaking new ground and you're going places that has never been gone before, they're inevitable.
Yeah, well, we were having this conversation a couple of months back, because a lot of people were coming to us and going, "Oh, look at this! It's happening with XRP. They're getting fined for this. They're getting fined for that." And I think both of us just said, "Well, good, because somebody has to do it. Somebody has to get fined for it." And now everybody knows exactly what they can and can't do on that particular issue.
Look at Caesar.
So the more people that get fined now means the less that we can get wrong.
Well, that's it. Like, we don't want to be on the wrong side of the law. But again, when the law hasn't been determined, what can you do? You have to move on and just do the best that you can. And like, I have small bags in Ripple. You know what I mean? I actually had Ripple when it was super cheap originally, and I sold it. And then the thing absolutely took off, and I went, oh. And then I bought some, and then this whole thing started, and I lost. I went, oh man, I'm not investing in Ripple anymore. That thing just doesn't like me. But I am a firm believer that XRP Ripple is going to 100% win its case.
I bought Ripple almost when it came out, and I don't know where the wallet is.
Hey, that's another thing about our token supply. I believe that you have to always factor in a percentage of folks that have lost.
Yeah, you have to factor in dead wallets.
Yep.
Definitely. There's always going to be a percentage of people that lose it. Apparently, me as well. I'll lose it one day, and I'll be like, "Dave, help me," and you'll be like, "No, mate, you're fucked."
As we covered last night with you weren't on, Landy. You were off doing better things. You had much better things to do than talk with us peasants.
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah, definitely.
we were talking to a member of the community, and about, he was like, "Oh yeah, I have a separate mobile phone that I never connect to the internet. I only connect to the Wi-Fi in my house, and that's my cold wallet."
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
I just went, yeah, that's not a cold wallet. Anybody watching, that's not a cold wallet.
No.
That is just another window into your wallet. You know what I mean? Okay, it's safer because you haven't connected it to multiple Wi-Fis, and you haven't, looked at porn on it or some weird crap that people do on their phones these days. All those stuff you can get malware. But like, there's lots of stuff that there's, like, people think nothing about downloading loads of different apps when they're looking for something. Go on to Google Play Store. They're not safe. You know what I mean? I don't care what anyone says. They're not safe. If you're putting them onto the same phone as your crypto phone and you have substantial money on it, and there's no other word for it, you're an idiot. That's you know what I mean? You do not understand what you are doing with your phone, with your crypto, and what people can actually put into malware into these apps. And you know what I mean? The code that's in these, they can do anything. When you press accept, that could be anything. Remember, these people are not legit. They're not going to tell you everything that it's going to do.
I'd like to make the PSA that I have made a couple of times for anyone that's listening and hasn't heard it. You don't even have to download something, click accept, because there was cases a couple of months, maybe a year ago, sort of thing, where these cheap phone chargers, phone cables rather, that come out, they're cheap because they had chips built in that could hack your phones. And that's exactly what they were doing. Is they were looking for wallets. So you go on, you buy what's cheap in America, a $2 cable, $3 cable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're making losses on them because they're quite happy to put a chip in, look for crypto wallets, and steal them. Buy certified cables, buy reputable cables.
So on that topic of security, here's what I do. I have a Ledger Nano S, okay? And when I bought it, I said I'm going to do everything the right way, because of my first wallet that I ever created, recent wallet, I should say, in the DeFi space. I had taken a screenshot, and I realized that the screenshot of the seed phrase was now up in the cloud for iCloud because I have an iPhone. So that was a no-no, right? You're not supposed to do that. So I said, okay, this time I'm going to do everything right. So I bought an aluminum plate that you can actually etch the seed phrase on. And I did that. I etched my seed phrase onto it, and I have it up in my safe. Okay. And so I have the seed phrase it's only been written down, and it's only written down on an aluminum plate. So that way, if there's a fire, it will survive the fire. And I could read the phrase. Now I also sent, because I need a solution just in case, sent half of the seed phrase to family member, and the other half another family member. And so that way, if I ever needed it and lost that plate, I'd have to call one. In that way, there's nobody that can steal my seed phrase. Now I also have the ledger, which
you have literally done everything.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go grab some more beer, but I'm gonna listen on my phone.
Okay,
fair play, mate. You have literally, every time somebody said you need to do this, you've gone, yeah, I'll do that as well.
Yeah, I've done it all. That's because
fair play, though. Fair play.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying fair play. You should do all those things. I just don't think 99% of people will. I personally haven't.
Oh, Landy, what are you doing? You're going to be on your wildest dreams, and you're going to have these staked tokens to a wallet that's going to be unprotected. Come on, man.
No, I think I'm safe enough. I haven't done every single possible thing, but I don't have an issue with what I have done.
Okay, good.
Obviously, what you have done is best, and
what? Better.
I would probably say best. I can't think of many other different things you could have done to protect it.
You know, I really
everyone makes concessions on security and convenience.
Right. But you know, the real world is I deal with cybersecurity, so I hear about hacks all day, every day.
Yeah,
you know, it's not a tinfoil hat type of thing. I see you're talking about the cables. I know people that are in airports, and they have, it's called juice jacking. The USBs, they will put in USBs. So you say, oh, I can charge my phone. Really, you're putting in a USB and it's mounting to your phone. And if it's, you just by charging it, it's actually loading malware on your phone.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly the same thing about the cables. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I deal with this so much that I said, you know what, I'm going to get out way ahead of this and know that worst case scenario. I want to build generational wealth for my children. I really think that this project has if it was able to sustain outside of the token, if the business was able to sustain and grow year over year, which it has for Jonathan, then why wouldn't it continue? Jonathan's a younger guy. I think that when I'm ready to retire, I'm going to be able to probably take some of that money as a supplemental income to my retirement, and that's fantastic.
Well, just to go back to the security over convenience concept for a minute. So I work in what is called fenestration, the glazing industry, windows, doors, etc. We basically already had the perfect door lock going, and it's mechanical. It's breakable because everything's breakable.
Yeah,
but it takes more than long enough for it to be broken into than would be convenient for anyone to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we have digital ones, electronic ones, where you've got key fobs, you've got keypads, you've got thumbprints. That's convenience that isn't necessarily bringing in any more security. I would say it's bringing in less security because it's digital and a lot of people will be able to hack it. Whereas on some of the higher security door barrels, locks, whatever you want to call them, there was almost no chance a human was going to be able to pick those at some point because it was just too complicated. Right. But people will sacrifice security for convenience at all times.
That's also part of the human condition.
Yeah.
The path of the least resistance, and people.
Well, I was just saying to Jeep, obviously, like I'm in the windows, doors, whatever. We got door barrels that are mechanical door barrels, pins, all that were almost near perfect, really, when it comes to picking them because there's too many pins. They've gone into rows and columns. It was too difficult, but now everyone's moving on to the digital ones where you've got your thumbprints, you've got your keypads, you've got your key fobs, and that just brings in security issues because it's digital.
I actually taught myself how to pick locks.
Yeah.
Just as a hobby. You know what I mean? I
It's a
ordered.
fun hobby, to be fair.
Yeah,
It really is.
I ordered a couple of little different kits, all different tools depending on the locks, and I ordered a couple of those see-through, just padlocks that I could actually see the tumblers moving and the pins moving up and down, and I used to practice on them. And then what I did is I just ordered, close to probably 50 or 60 different just high security locks. I was able to pick, probably about 60-70% of them
I'm going to
within.
send you one that's one of the best ones on the market right now.
What do you sound on? I've so many things open here.
I only talk to you on Telegram.
Okay, I'm watching.
You never text me back.
Nah, to be fair, right? So, did you just message me right now?
No, I haven't. No,
Right, okay.
I'm looking for the link. Their website's there you go. Their website's down, but their locks aren't. I can't send it to you, but yeah, it's mental.
What make a lock is it?
It's called Ultion.
I'm gonna put it up.
It's a cylinder. It's a Euro cylinder, so it's the key bit.
Oh yeah, and then it has the snap-proof thing inside.
Yeah, but it's not that. The slot is horizontal, and it's got pins top and bottom in separate rows.
Oh yes, yeah, I see.
So the slot's like that, but that'll have three pins down, 3 pins up, sort of thing. Like you
so
couldn't,
you
don't
have
have
to
enough
pick
hands for that.
Yeah, you have to pick it like simultaneously.
Yeah,
You're like,
like
I get
six rows at a time in opposite directions.
Yeah, no. That's like the ones I was picking was obviously single rows, and then they had the spring loaded pins as well.
The standard cylinders, the single stars.
Yeah, exactly. And they're pretty easy. And then there's a couple of ones that you had to have like a side press, or some of those laser engraved keys. They kind of press a side button kind of thing. They're pretty easy to negotiate as well. You know what I mean? And then obviously like that, they're I'm not picking that. I'm sure there is people out there that can though.
Maybe, but I just think there's too much going on, and that's what I mean. Like, it's all well and good with the electronic stuff, but realistically, that is a point of failure at some point.
Like, I remember talking to a guy, and he used to work for Dell, and then he moved to Google. He moved to Yahoo originally, and then he moved to Google, and I think he was in Facebook for a while. Anyway, he dealt in cybersecurity. This guy was amazing at coding, and he goes, to be honest with you, he said, even the most secure rooms, or safes, or code, they are not 100% safe. But what they will do is they will delay people, and it's time. You know what I mean? So if you want to break into one of those cheapy safes in someone's house, he goes, that could be 10 minutes. He said they could be in and out. But they're not going to go into the bank safe and get in there in 10 minutes. It could be an hour and a half. It could be 2 hours. This is now time that they need in order to get in. So when you're coming down to cyber security, again, he goes, give somebody enough time, they're going to hack it. You know what I mean? It's inevitable unless you're updating it constantly. He says they're just gonna hack it. There's nothing you can do about it. And especially in this space, it's what I mean. Especially in crypto, there's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people trying to break your code daily. You know what I mean? I think your mic's off, Landy. Yeah, it is. Andy, your mic's off. Can you hear me?
So it is. Yeah, sorry. I was going to say, this has always been the truth of people that want to break things versus people that don't want them to be broken. The people that want to break them always kind of have a step ahead. because they just have to. They're given what they have to break.
Yeah, it's reverse engineering almost.
Yeah,
You know?
and so they go, I need to break this. But like you say, people like Dell or anyone like that goes, right, we need to make something that can't be broken. Well, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? And like,
That doesn't mean anything.
no, like that's it. They go, like, look, this is the best we can do. Is it unbreakable? No. Is it very hard to break? Yes. And you know,
We just
can
have to
we
hope they don't figure it out yet.
or be constantly changing it? That's what we were talking about, like audits before. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
realistically, if a token or a project is audited, it probably should be done every year. But the problem with that is the cost of getting an audit
who's
from the
paying
like
for
of
it?
certain, you know, so, like even blue chips would struggle to pay them every year for an audit.
This is the thing, though. That sort of thing comes with regulation, and when you start talking about these things, like big companies, blue chips, things like that, love regulation for that exact reason, because it keeps them on top. You know, once you're in that realm and you can afford to pay for it every year and all of that, it keeps you sweet, really, doesn't it?
But that's it, you know. And then, you know, confidence in your product because it's tested every year brings more people because it's safe, you know. And then it's just that kind of rolling, you know, it's picking up steam, you know what I mean? More people think it's safe, the safer we make it, more people come in, yada yada. And you know what I mean? That's just how these companies keep growing and growing and growing over time.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
so like genuinely I believe, you know, your crypto contract, your staking pool contract, your NFT contract will eventually be able to get audited really fast, really cheap. Just look at technology in general. You know, when mobile phones came out, they were tens of thousands, and now they're, don't get me wrong, they're still not a cheap item. You know what I mean? But I can pick up a smartphone
Well,
for less
we've
than
gone the
$100.
opposite way now.
If it's gone ridiculous.
Phones did used
now.
to be really cheap, but now because we're building them up even further, they've gone expensive again.
I think
my uncle was
99% of that
telling me-
expense is greed as well.
Probably was. My uncle,
sorry, go on.
he was telling me about when he got his first, when the first mobile phone originally came out, and he got one because his company paid for it because they wanted him to be available at all times. And it was literally like a massive battery that you had to carry around with a phone on it.
That's from that ad.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
I'm nearly sure it's Malibu.
Well, he said he used to walk around with it, and people would be like, "Oh, he's got some money." And you go into the pub with it and pretend to be speaking to somebody on the phone because you'd hope like a woman noticed that you had it and all this stuff. And he accidentally made a phone call one time, and they phoned him up. They brought him in the next day, and they were like, "Who were you talking to?" And he was like, "Nobody." And they were like, "Well, you phoned somebody, and it's cost us £500."
But that, I remember my phone bills, you know, and this is me back at 16, 17 years of age, and my phone bills were €200 and €300 a month. You know, they were insane. And now, like, what do I pay? Like, I pay one of the most expensive things over here now in terms of, you know, your monthly subscription for your phone or whatever you want to call it, the fee or whatever. It's about €80. You know what I mean? And that's taking into account the price of my phone. You know what I mean? I don't pay anything for, or I pay a couple of €100 for my phone, and the rest of it's paid off within that contract. It's like they are relatively cheap considering the technology you have now is, you know, substantially more technology in one phone than what they use to put man on the moon. You know, like, what do we use it for? FaceTime, stupid memes, and porn, and in some cases crypto.
The RAM that they had available on the ship that took them to the moon was 128 kilobits.
I've no doubt.
And that took up the space of a whole house.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And what do we have on the phone now? 8 gigs, 10 gigs, 12 gigs, 16 gigs.
Well, my phone's 64 gig. That's the lowest the iPhones come in now is 60. And in fact, it might even be higher. It might be 128.
Is that not memory and not RAM though?
Correct.
Yeah. So you're
I don't know
probably
what the RAM. I don't know what the RAM of an iPhone is.
I would have thought. Yeah. Do you know what's great? I'm just going to use Google.
Can you use what?
It's this crazy thing called Google.
Never heard of it, mate.
Oh, it's this weird. They call it.
Send me the link.
Have you guys seen that website that says "Let me Google this for you"?
Oh, I love that. It's so passive aggressive. It's pure. Let me tell you, a British person made that.
You think?
Definitely. Absolutely.
Okay.
That is
Okay, Landy. We have it for you. So if you have an iPhone 13 mini, it has 4 gigs of RAM, and then the 13 Pro all the way up to 6 gigabytes of RAM.
There you go.
And
what am I doing with it? I'm putting your face in a box.
Oh, are you putting me in a box?
I did that straight away. You posted it, and I put your face on it instantly.
Oh, did you say? I haven't been on since. I've been just setting this up and just kind of keeping an eye on stuff, through all the kind of stuff. I don't want to mess it up.
That's why this generally works, because I do the complete opposite. Like, you come on here and watch all this. I come on here and use my phone to. This is why I got this set up here. Is I go on Telegram and keep an eye on that there.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when you and I leave, the Telegram just goes completely quiet.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Like, we have 1,600 members in there, but remember, we've only got 400 actual investors, and of that, we done that age scope. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people in their 35 to 55 range. You know what I mean? Are those people that are going to be posting memes and weird pictures and stickers on Telegram?
When Lawless put that post up, the poll up asking for our ages, I was really surprised.
Me too. I didn't think. Don't get me wrong. I get the concept of WPT, being in the financial world, bridging corporate America and blockchain, blah blah blah. And I get it. I didn't think that we would generate so much interest from that age group. You know what I mean? I thought just being crypto, it's 100% going to be 16 to 25-year-olds. That's all I've ever come into contact with in this space for the majority.
I thought exactly the same thing. Genuinely, and I'm not. Before anyone gets annoyed at me, I didn't think that there were many people above my age that got involved in crypto that much. I know there are a couple. Oh yeah, look. Oh, he's got the contact one.
Oh yeah. We were talking about this earlier. No, actually, Landy, right? My mind was blown today. So, Keith, a buddy of mine, that I work with him, so he's currently my shift partner. I got him into WPT. Mind you, he's not an investor. I sent him the WPT just so he's a holder. You know what I mean? We're gonna try. I'm gonna get him in. He's gonna be a holder of WPT with his own money pretty soon. But it's just to drum up some interest. So I set him up a trust wallet. I sent him some WPT, and I go, "You keep an eye on that." So I brought him into the group, and he plays games in the group now because that's what we do.
Right. Since he came in, all I've seen is ... Keith is playing a game. Like, does he work? Does he actually work when he comes
I
on
don't.
shift with you?
I go out and do the work, and I say, and then all I see is, where's Keith gone? I just checked my phone. I was playing a game.
Yeah, he's basically been playing a game since he joined.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So I've lost train of thought now. What was I saying? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So me and him today went in Starbucks. We parked the van. We're walking over to Starbucks, and there's this guy, no word of a lie, in his late 60s at a minimum. You know what I mean? Probably early 70s. He's long, kind of white hair, and he has a blazer on, but he has like these really small shorts and a pair of runners, and he's kind of paperwork sitting on the table side and drinking his coffee outside. We're kind of walking in slowly, and next thing I hear him, and he's on the phone, and he goes, "Yeah, and if that guy is he's really big in the whole crypto scene. I'm gonna start moving all my bags across." Me and Keith are looking at each other. I was like, "That guy is old enough to be my granddad, and he's talking about crypto." I didn't think that scope of people actually really got into this space. And to be honest, I'm excited that we actually heard that today, because it gives me great hope for the future of crypto. That we do have the young, we do have the old, we do have, everybody in between that's starting to believe in this space.
Hey, look
Well,
at
this
that
is the
comment
thing.
by Go Murphy. He just said, "I'm a young 50." And, I mean, that surprises me, because I thought I was the old man in the room. And sorry, Go, that you think you take the award tonight.
I think just he is fairly aged.
So cool.
I see Raphael is poking his nose into YouTube. What's the story, bud?
I think Raphael's probably the oldest holder we have.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He's so old. He has foot problems.
My feet.
Oh yeah. On the Coronas, bud.
Guys, I had to switch off the camera because my old ass I feel like crap and I'm feeling worse. So I had to put my robe back on. And
No, Joe, we're not calling you old. We wouldn't do that to you. We're calling Raph old.
Like, to be fair, we can all agree men getting sick is probably the worst thing that could happen to a human in history. You know what I mean? Like, when a man gets the flu, that's the same as, I don't know,
women giving birth.
Yeah, it is. It just is. So any women listen to this, it just is. They don't call it man flu for nothing. It's the most deadly thing on earth.
Yeah.
There is actually evidence that men get flu worse than women. So man flu is actually a thing.
See?
Yeah, see, of course I do, because I feel like I'm going to die.
Yeah, that's what I feel like right now. I'm going to die, guys. This is my last conversation. The phrase is...
Raph, you can join. You can get on the stream here if you want to, even if it's just voice rather than video. If you want to have a go at, especially me for making fun of you.
You can show us that toe.
Oh yeah, shows the toe. Raph shows the toe.
Don't show us the toe.
Oh, I want to see the toe.
I know, but it is on the WPT official YouTube. If it's on mine, we can move it on to mine one of the days, and you can show us the toe.
David, it's a community space for the people to show us what they want to show us.
That is very true.
It's not up to us to keep it all corporate here. If he wants to show us a toe, we get a toe.
Raph, come up. I put the link in the admin chat. The link for joining's in the admin chat if you want to join up. And again, look, Joe, if you want to join up, just let me know. Send a message in here on YouTube, and I'll send you the link as well. Feel free.
I would like Joe to join, because we've all pronounced his name differently, and I want to know how to say it correctly.
It's go.
Let's go.
It's go. It's go.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's
Go.
the French Louisiana. And,
I thought it would be French, but I didn't know how you would say it.
yeah, it's like Jo,
So it's Joe.
but no, it's
I know
go.
the AUX is like an O, so I thought it was like
Is it a
Geo.
hard G?
I don't know where I was going with it. So it's go.
I don't know if you could see my face right now, but Raf put up a video of his toe. Oh, that's gross, man.
Where?
In the Raf.
Oh yeah, I've got it.
Oh.
Oh, I nearly said a lot of things. I know.
Yeah. Okay, Raf. I'll stop.
We'll stop being horrible to you. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, I just cut that off, man. I just accept I've no big toe. Sorry for laughing, but
Cut it off and it might grow back. I'd take the might grow back risk.
Now, where are you guys viewing this?
Sorry, what you say, Jeevan?
Where are you viewing this? So,
Oh yeah.
Raf.
Hold on. I'll get it and I'll forward it to you. Hold on.
You're sharing it.
Yeah, actually, no. What you're gonna have to do, Jeepan, is just get the video on your face because I want to see a reaction video.
Oh yeah, we need to. Yeah, we need to see this. Woo!
Okay, hold on.
You have a fever, Jeep. You shouldn't be having blankets all over you right now.
I'm just so cold, man.
No, you're not. You got a fever.
No, I'm cold.
No, you're not. You've got a fever.
Okay. Yeah, the video's gone. The video's gone.
No.
We're cheap and you ruined it. The video's gone.
No, do you know what? It's because we're on webcams. He's on his phone.
Yeah, no, but it showed there for a second.
Man, cut that thing off.
Everyone's just like sacked the toe off.
The name of the Father and the Son. That is nasty.
Thanks, Go.
Raph, that is going to hurt so bad, man. I hope you feel better soon. Hope it doesn't get infected.
That's got past infection.
I'll be back in a sec.
That's borderline gangrenous.
Yeah, that's like trench foot.
Yeah, Raf's in the trenches of crypto and gets trench foot.
He's a foxhole.
I know, Raf. Like, to be fair, big toe pains. They're nothing to behold. I had something, not as gross as that, but pretty similar. Happened to me a few years ago. A casino. One of the machines actually fell on my foot and just landed on my big toe. So, the next 2, 3, 4 months after that was pretty hard going. You know what I mean? But I feel your pain, brother. Hopefully you're doing well.
Yeah, you don't realize how much you use your toes until you have a problem with one of them. Could be anyone.
Yep. Actually, Raph, we're gonna change the name from Snappy then to Skippy.
That's good. Skippy marketing.
Sorry, I don't mean to poke fun. I just can't help myself.
You can't help it.
Oh, don't worry. Landy got it pretty bad earlier on, so. So, Jeep, how are you feeling now?
Man, I'm just feeling worse. Like it's getting every minute. I'm just like, holy crap. but I don't want to take another batch of Tylenol because it hasn't been long enough.
Yeah. What was it? Every half an hour you're allowed to take them?
No,
That's my motto.
I wish. Well, I'm taking the extra strength stuff, so it's like a little bit more potent anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, keep an eye on it. Make sure you keep an eye on that now. And like as I said, if you're hitting 105 plus tonight, just take action. Don't wait.
Yeah, I know. But I think yes, the difference between yesterday and today, I think, is the Tylenol. Like I'm just gonna keep up with it. Raph, no, I don't have COVID, man. I took a test. You would think I thought I did. Last night I was like, I definitely have it. This is it. Nope. I am just sick. I think I have the flu.
Yeah, to be fair, like I don't know, man. I've had a couple of things this year. I don't normally get sick, or if I do, it's usually very mild. But after having COVID, it seems to be that I'm, whatever's coming down the line, I seem to get, and I seem to get it pretty bad now. I don't know if it's a COVID related issue or maybe it's an immunity thing since COVID. I don't know, but like I got the flu. I've had like a stomach bug like 3 times in the past 4 months now.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
and it's not just me, it's the kids as well, you know what I mean? So when the whole house is sick, it's something else, you know what I mean? Like you can't just look after yourself, you have to look after everybody else as well, so it's a weird sensation, I don't want to go into details, but it's a weird thing.
I think I know where you're headed. I know what you're talking about. That's why my wife has me downstairs. She's like, I'm quarantined.
Yep. Oh, Landrew's back.
I'm indeed. I don't know where Landrew came from.
I came up with that. I saw Landy, and I said, Landrew.
I'll tell you what, it was actually kind of a funny thing, but Landrew is a fairly prominent surname around here. It's not mine.
Is it actually a surname?
Yeah. And there's
I've never heard of that in my life.
Landrew Road and all that sort of stuff named after these people. It's not mine, but yeah.
That you want to give out, you see.
It's genuinely not. Like, well, yeah. Yeah, you know my name. If anyone's got my name, they can pretty much find me based on my age almost instantly because it's not a weird name, but it's very uncommon.
Yeah, Landrew.
Yeah. Landrew would probably make it harder.
Yeah, no, like to be fair, you're like one of those Lannisters. Like, have you told people that you live in a castle yet? No?
I don't live in a castle. I live in a manor.
Yeah, the castle's next door to the manor. Doesn't everybody in England live in a manor or in a castle, no?
No, the plebs live elsewhere.
Oh man, that's actually something. You know what I mean? I've seen Americans come over and see them, but like people don't understand how many castles there actually is between Ireland, England, and Scotland.
And I'll tell you what, castles are cheap.
Castles
are really cheap to buy because you don't realize how much money you have to spend to upkeep them.
You don't realize how long ago they were built and there was no such thing as foundations.
No, they're good, but you got to spend a hell of a lot of money for it to not fall over anymore.
Yeah, I've seen like Grand Designs a couple of times, and they've taken on castles. It's not an easy feat.
No, they go, I can buy a castle for £20,000. Ideal, I'm going to do it. There's a reason it's £20,000.
Yeah, unless you have £2 million and £20,000.
Yeah,
don't bother.
Yeah, pretty much.
And half of that 2 million is going to be in just greasing politicians' hands, so you can get the licenses to do stuff.
Essentially, yeah.
I tell you, man, WPT is going to bring that kind of wealth to people. If you want to own a castle
If you
and
want
actually
castle
live in a
money,
castle, if you want castle money, I'm not telling you to invest in WPT.
and not like buy castle money, but actual afford castle money.
Yeah, I probably recommend not buying a castle if you had the money. Buy something else, but it's nice having options. I like options. Honestly, though, I believe people that get in WPT under $5. You know what I mean? Obviously, depending on how much they invest. You know what I mean, and how smart they are with that investment, with staking and NFTs and bacon and ham and remember we've dollar X and that feeds WPT as well, and it feeds Porkchop just from the actual the fees. Like remember when you use USDC, there's an actual fee there. It's not just a gas fee. That's how USDC makes money. Dollar X will do the same, and I believe the idea behind it is we're actually going to be cheaper than USDC in those fees anyway, which should entice people to come over, and
Yeah.
then we'll have additional utilities. I can't remember if I'm allowed to say them or not, so I'm not going to say them. Yeah, I can't remember, so I can't remember if it was said. Yeah. Anyway, there's lots of utilities coming for Dollar X, so you know what I mean. It's going to be used. That's all I can say. Like it's going to rely on, well, just like any stablecoin, it's going to be relying on people actually using it and transactions and those
Stable coins are
micro
volume
fees.
based.
Yeah, it's all in the
be
volume.
honest.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so like millions of transactions generating really, like I'm talking minute fee. That like those add up and they build in. See Rocky Mountain Way. How are you, bud?
I was just about to say, Rocky Mountains, come on. Hello. You're welcome to come up and talk to us if you want to.
Yeah, I can
This is
send
just
you
a
a link if you
community
like.
space. We're just chatting.
Actually, Landy, do you have access to that link? Do you?
I don't think so. I don't think I have access to anything. I think it's just yours, and then I'm joined on with you.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Well, you see, there's a private chat to the side anyway.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, let me check.
Yeah, so I just put it in there anyway, just in case.
Oh, I'll copy it. Just in case. I can't comment on the thing because I'm not logged in. I tried that and it kicked me off, so I won't be trying that again this time.
All right, yeah. I get you. Yeah, okay.
Well, that's when I got kicked off. Is I tried to log in so that I could comment, and it kicked me off the whole thing, and that's what messed up my mic and everything. So next time I'll just have to log in before we start.
Yeah, and just open up that link. Yeah, I got you. Cool.
Yeah. So at the moment I am voice only.
But,
Oh, we've all gone bigger. What happened here? Hey, hang on. Why have you done me like this?
I can't help it. I'm just enjoying that banner so much. That's. I'm gonna leave that saved on StreamYard.
To be honest, I don't care. if it keeps you happy, do it.
Oh, that will amuse me for months, if not years. So yeah, that's staying there. I'm never going to give you the login to this, so you won't be able to remove it anyway.
You'll probably have to at some point. I wouldn't remove it anyway. It's funny.
Yeah. So if you want, did you send Rocky Mountain Way that thing? No.
Oh, hang on. I'll do it. I don't think I have Rocky Mountain Way on Telegram. Let me find him. WPT. And You're going to tell me you found him now.
No, I'm not even looking. Hold on.
Rocky Mountain Way, I am coming at you in DMs. We don't DM first, but I DM first, apparently. At least you know it's me because I'm talking to you right now. There you go.
well,
I've just sent you the StreamYard.
You don't get any more official than that, you know. I'm talking to you directly, and I'm doing it at the same time.
Well, you know me. Normally, I'm the one that has a go at everyone. Because
Yes, I
somebody's
have
like,
noticed
right.
that.
What do you mean?
I've no idea what you mean.
Well, no, normally, like, somebody goes, oh, I can't DM any of the admins, so can they DM me? And I'm like, no. No, because that's not the way things are done here. And then somebody goes, I'll do it. And I'm like, no.
Rocky Mountain Way.
Hey,
Rocky
what's going
Mountain. Hello, man. How you doing?
on? Doing well. How are you guys?
Not too bad at all.
Not too bad considering it's 1 a.m.
I'm the opposite. I'm doing freaking horrible over here. I'm going to take another COVID test because I'm pretty sure something's going on. Oh, man.
I know there is some bad flus going around right now.
Man, I am just like turning into a man-child.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff going around at the moment. Dave, you were saying earlier, Australia's got quite a bit of it.
Bad run.
For fuck's sake.
Did that work?
Yeah, it's still working right now.
Ah, yeah. See, I told you I'd get it working eventually.
Yeah, still. Yeah. I'm not going to do it.
I'm gonna, oh, see, I could do it like this. Hello.
Oh, no. Help me.
So, Rocky Mountain, how are you getting on, bud?
I'm sorry. What was that?
How's your day going, or how's your week going, or?
Not too bad. This weekend's going to be a little less eventful. I found out we got a 12-year-old and he got a buckle fracture in his wrist. So that's
man.
taking out sports for the next 4 to 6 weeks.
That's rough, like, you know. And did he do a playing sports, or, you know, was he fighting like I used to be?
No, it was amateur bike riding.
Oh man.
So, but that was all right. We had last week of baseball last week, and there's only 2 games in football left, and then we get rolling into basketball. So he gets a little time off.
Yeah, well, look, hopefully, I wish him the speed of recovery and that he gets back to, you know, full movement fairly quick. So, like, how are you feeling over WPT the past month, say?
I mean, I'm actually really excited for it. I'm relatively new into crypto and all that. I started, I guess, almost a year ago, and have been just trying to learn everything I could. And, you know, I got into a couple bad projects that didn't turn out the way that the hype, you know, enticed me with. And
I think that's almost every project I got into before this.
yeah, and that was, you know, having, you know, the biggest thing for me is having it to where even if all volume stopped, the project's still going to grow, obviously at a slower pace, but it's still going to grow.
That, you know, that is the whole concept, and I'm so glad that you could see it and then, you know, call it back, because some people just, they kind of, even though it's been explained to them, they forget. You know what I mean? As I said, if everybody was to sell and there was 5 holders left, this project's still going to grow. It'd be really super slow. Don't get me wrong. It would take 10 years to, you know, get where I think we're going to go. But it's still going to grow. You know what I mean? There's still ROI coming back in from the syndication. Remember, that corporate treasury has 50, 60 grand in it now. That's going out and bringing back ROI daily, weekly, monthly, regardless of what the holders do. So,
Right.
this growth we're only, it's only starting to accelerate now. I'm really excited now to see where we're going to be in 6 months. I'm really excited. Like, I put it up today. Like, I don't put it like stuff up to like hype up the community. Genuinely, I was like, can you fall in love with a line of code? You know what I mean? In the form of a treasury. Like, Pork Chop is something to behold. Genuinely, this thing is blowing my mind. I like this is not the hype up community. I'm not really in the business of hype it up community. I like facts. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I like throwing out memes and gifs with the rest of everybody. Like, you know what I mean? But genuinely, I have never seen anything like Pork Chop in crypto, in operation, and actually work the way it works ever.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to not have to rely. I mean, the biggest thing this time last year was people getting reflections, and that is solely based on volume. And a lot of other items that people put into their projects to entice people, it's all based on volume. And this one isn't. That's a secondary thing to it. It seems like.
Yeah, and reflections are kind of not legal as well. You know what I mean? So, um, just by calling them reflections, you're kind of breaking the Howey's test. So therefore, there's a couple of issues there for when regulations do come. And again, I'm not talking about American regulations, although they will set the precedent for probably most of the world because just they're probably one of the most powerful countries in the world, especially in the Western world. They are the most powerful country, and therefore they will probably set the precedent. But I believe collectively, all first world countries are just going to absolutely blitz crypto. Like, you have little tax havens at the moment, like Portugal and a couple of others there, like Luxembourg and all these places. But I solely believe that that's just going to be quashed, and people are just going to have to regulate because they're sold outside of those countries, and it can't be regulated to be just sold in Portugal or Luxembourg or wherever the people say the company is registered or the tokens registered, because DeFi is it's every corner of the earth. As long as you can get internet, even if you can't get internet, if you have a ledger or you know what I mean, you have a hot wallet or something, you can bring it around. You have that crypto with you all over the world. So people will, or these projects will be subject to some form of regulation. And I believe there'll be a standard form of regulation that the world will have. And then people will, break off from there and maybe have stricter in certain areas. But like, genuinely, reflection tokens, unless they've done the groundwork already, probably won't exist this time in 18 months. At least in the way that they operate right now.
Oh,
Right.
Christ. Jonathan's just dropped a 10-minute long fucking voice message.
No.
Yeah.
Oh. What is that on the main group?
Yeah. 10 minutes, 47 seconds. How can we listen to that and do this at the same time?
Yeah, that's gonna be a tomorrow morning job.
You might have missed out on the alpha by then.
7 p.m. Oh, he would have just no, I don't know. He loves them voice messages.
Yeah, he does.
Like, the problem is he normally drops them at like times like this when I'm normally lying in bed and I can't listen to them, so I have to read them.
See, I always notice that he drops them like when I'm at work, and I can't listen to them.
Yeah, and I end up just hitting that A button because we have the premium and just watching it that
And
way.
yeah,
you know?
and it doesn't work. You're like, what the hell does any of that mean? What?
Oh man!
Why are you talking about USBs?
I have USBs. I had beer cans. I had what was it? Dolls and Sex. Have you had Dolls and Sex yet?
What's Dolls and Sex for?
Dollar X.
No, I haven't had that one.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the thing is, it generates it per user. So like, I get a different transcription to what you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it always asks me to rate it. So I'm assuming that it just generates it on the fly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've never had Dolls and Sex.
Okay, yeah. No, well, it's not Dolls and Sex. It's just Doll Sex.
I haven't had Doll Sex either on Telegram or just generally for anyone that's in.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't have one of those fancy models, you know, where you see them and everyone's weird. Definitely do not own one of those.
Oh man, I'm not judging anybody, but I seen a program where your man used his girlfriend, and he was walking around and he was going for dates and he was sitting there and all, and then after about 2-3 minutes of this guy explaining, and we could see kind of clips. Then he showed us his girlfriend. It was one of those realistic dolls.
Yeah, that's
and
what I mean. I definitely don't own one of them.
But he brought it everywhere, like in public.
Well, I'm not being funny, but they cost a lot of money. You'd take it.
Man, like in public though, it's like I don't understand. Like, do you have a wheelchair, or do you just drag her around, or I don't understand.
I don't understand either, to be honest.
No, or I remember watching a really cool one. It was something to do with that kind of world. And did you ever see the guy that was in a relationship with his car?
No.
I'm gonna dig out this.
I watched a cartoon where someone was in relationship with his car, but
oh no, this is real. This is real life, and this guy's in a relationship with his car.
It might have been making fun of that, to be fair.
I would, it's an old thing. I remember watching it years ago, and I went, nah, someone's gonna jump out of a bush now with a camera and go, we got you, or whatever, And it just never did. It just went on to the next thing. I was like, oh god. It was strange.
Yeah, that's a bit of a yikes.
So Rocky Mountain, obviously you don't have to tell us it's community space. You can just tell me to off you go. But are you staked, or are you farmed, or are you both, or are you just holding the token?
I'm mostly staked. I've got a tiny bit farming because I threw pretty much everything into staking when it went live, and then afterwards I bought a little bit more to throw into the farm.
Awesome, yeah.
And man, I've got a tiny bit in the farm, but yeah, mostly staked. I think a lot of people will be the same if anyone had a bit of spare ETH hanging about that they didn't need the gas fees. I think. I know you have.
So, yeah, look, it's nothing to do with WPT, and it's nothing to do with farming. And I get the concept. I think it's a great idea. The rewards are insane. I was burned really hard at the end of last year, and I kind of made a vow to myself: I'm not farming. I'm not making LP tokens anymore, and I don't care who it is or what it is. That's just, I will not do it anymore. Like, no word of a lie. I remember I put $5,000 and $5,000 into these LPs, so 10 grand total. I still own the same amount of LPs. I think they're worth about $3. You know, it's just
Probably.
yeah, it's nothing to do with WPT, and you know, it was my own stupid mistake. Like you know, impermanent loss is a very real thing. Don't get me wrong, but to that extent, that's on the extreme side of stuff. You know what I mean? So I just, my own personal experience, I won't be doing them anymore. So everything is in staking. I'm currently in I think I've some in 60-day pool, but most of mine's in the 90-day pool. And as I moved to the 90-day pool, that's when the 60-day pool skyrockets. So, you know, if anybody wants, I can move it to the 180-day. You can just pay me a little fee, and I'll move all my tokens to the 180-day, and you can watch the 90 skyrocket.
Oh, we got a whale, have we?
No, it's not whale. It's just my luck. I'll take the bad juju out of the 90-day pool. It's not whale. Don't get me wrong here. You can follow. Like, my name is on my wallet. You can follow the wallet. There's no whaling going on there, you know. But it just seems to be. It was within days. You know, my 60-day pool unlocked. I went, I'll go over onto the 90 and the 180-day were pretty close. So I just said I'll put it in the 90. And again, you know, if ever a utility comes down the line for WPT, it's only locked for half the period of time. If the 180-day pool decided or got topped up and there was substantially more rewards in there, I just wait for that, move it over there. But as soon as I moved it, within, you know, a couple of hours, the 60-day just rocketed. I was like, oh, you know, and this also goes to show how much we don't get told. You know what I mean? Like, that was that. You know what I mean? That Jonathan removed his own bags in there. You know what I mean? Because he wanted to go into the 180-day. But like, if I had known, I would have left my shit in there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I didn't. I only moved it a few hours previous. And again, like, my name's on my wallet. I put an ENS on it. You can go check it out. Like,
and again, same here. I did exactly the same thing.
So here's a loaded question. What do you guys think is a good reward APR?
100 million%.
Nah. No, come on, man.
Cheap and no word of a lie. I was in a project where I was getting 100,000% APR plus.
Oh, jeez. How many tokens were they minting per second?
Actually, believe it or not, they had a cap.
Well, you better check in on that.
Trust me, I have.
I'm not being funny, but like me and my brother were in the same project as Dave, because that's where I met him. And there were a couple of things they brought out, and it had like 60% APR and things like that on it for the stables, or APY rather. And we looked at it and we were like, why even bother? Like, that's not even worth waking up for.
I know, because I was getting 5, 6, 7,000.
Yeah,
easy. And then they'd release something new, and it was like, no word of a lie, it was they couldn't calculate it, so it just said greater than 100,000%.
Wow.
I'm not being funny. It did pay out, and you would say the same thing, Dave. If we had been selling that every day, we would have actually made that percentage, like 2% daily sort of thing.
But was there any liquidity to cash that out, or was?
The liquidity was it was actually all right, to be fair.
Yeah, but there was, to an extent. When a lot of people realized that it wasn't going to work anymore and everyone started cashing out, is when it stopped working. But it functioned.
You know, let's talk about that.
Couple
That's
of months.
A really huge point that you just touched on. You said that once people stop believing. I mean, this kind of ties back into the liquidity pool concept versus money market, and like actually having somebody, if you have a buy and a sell, right? If you want to buy in the stock market, you get somebody who's a bid and an ask price. But liquidity pools are different, right? So you need to have that liquidity health. And this project in particular, WPT, it's like, how can you not? When you see the monies being brought in from the outside, like that's strength, that's the fortifier, right? That's the strength there. But that also builds confidence. So I don't think that we'll ever have a mass sell-off. Like one day everybody's like, I'm done with this. It's like, how can you do that when you just saw another $2,000 buyback? Another 1,400 in the same day. Oh, look at that. It's crazy. Confidence. This project gives me confidence.
It is crazy. I mean, you do look at it, and I think especially now that the buybacks seem to be coming a bit more thick and fast, a bit more often. I think that gives some form of confidence in what Porkchop is doing, and it's just something that you can look at, like you say, and go, well, this is happening. It's strengthening my bags, and I definitely look at that and think it's a good thing for it to be happening.
Yeah, that's a cool comment by Go. I mean, that's so true.
Yeah, I mean, once the regulations do hit and 90% of these projects get weeded out, unless you want to go on for what is going to essentially be the black market,
right?
What else are you going to do?
Well, how are they going to even control that though? Like, what's the regulation? Because you would need Interpol or some sort of like international regulatory body, right? I mean, to police everybody.
No, to be honest, all the major countries and the major kind of players in this game need to do is just ban them from their country. So any exchanges, any on ramps, off ramps, if they're seen trading in these tokens, they're going to be shut down or fined substantially. You know what I mean? And that instantly will stop. You know what I mean? There's always going to be black market trading in DeFi. Like look at Ripple and XR, like Ripple XRP. It was cease and desist. Yeah, it's still tradable right now.
I mean, that is the point of DeFi, though, isn't it? Is that you can really just, if you want to, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem is getting your funds out. So, like, you're not going to get institutions. You're not going to get substantial money investing in something that, if you're caught trying to get it out, it's gone. You know what I mean? Why invest in something like that when you don't have to?
I mean, all anybody really has to do is look at Monero.
Oh man, that's some dirty money right there.
And it's kind of supposed to be, but it's also not. But realistically, like, if you want to go into Monero, you absolutely can. If you want to get out of Monero, you absolutely can. But it's never going to be, I don't want to say legitimate, because as a cryptocurrency, it is legitimate. But when it comes to governments and things like that, it's not. But it's fully DeFi. You can do what you want. It's a bit dodgy, of course, but that's the risk you take when you get in.
Yeah, I mean, I just know that a lot of the hacking groups get paid, in Monero. So talk about a bit dodgy.
Well, it's fully private. You never know where it's come from or where it's gone.
Right.
That's the whole point of it is to take the idea of Bitcoin to like the 1,000 times to even not be auditable whatsoever. It's fully private. And so that's why it's used for a lot of things, i.e. drugs, illegal stuff, whatever you want it to be.
So is it bad that I have a space heater that's blasting right on me right now?
Yes, because you have a fever.
I'm so cold.
I told you to take the blanket off, and you put a space heater on.
Oh my gosh, I'm so cold, Landy.
Do you know what? I was exactly like this when I got something really bad. It must have been like 8 months ago now because it was like winter. And I was so cold, it was ridiculous. I wanted to put everything over me.
Yeah.
Which I did. But yeah, I got told off a lot for that. And then I checked my temperature and I was seriously feverish.
Oh man, it's the worst part of it. It's like, my
But
head
yeah,
is throbbing.
you're gonna feel cold, but you really don't want to bake your brain.
Oh man.
I don't know, man. Like I get drug tested, but baked brain sounds pretty good right now.
Depends what's baking it.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, unfortunately, I don't do
I've
any
never
drugs at
got on
all.
with that stuff. Really haven't.
Yeah, I can't say that. Like, like I was, I was young and I was out of school and I had jobs, and so I always had access to money and a bad attitude at that time. You know what I mean? So I lived a life at a young age, but I copped on pretty quick, and I have my family now and all that, so I have a lot more responsibilities than out partying every night of the week, definitely.
I did exactly the same thing, but I just genuinely never enjoyed any of it. So now I just have a massive like alcohol and nicotine. Nothing harder. It's all completely legal. Might not be good for you, but it's legal.
Yeah, that's the same now. I like a few beers on my couple of night off, and nicotine too. You can, to be honest, that seems to be a Western Europe thing. Everybody seems to smoke and drink. Like,
yeah, it's true.
Everybody.
Eastern Europe definitely has the has that on lock.
I have to say, I used to smoke, and oh my gosh, there's like not a day that goes by or I don't think about it at least once. And I've quit almost 10 years ago. I think about it all the time. It's like I love smoking.
Smoke.
I quit like 8 years ago, but I cannot get off this thing at all.
Are you smoking yet?
So hard. What I did was I went on the patch, and then I went on step 1, and then I just started cutting it down so it took me 2 years of being on the patch. So I was actually addicted to the patch, and but by the end I was only putting on like an 1/8 of a patch, or 16th of a patch. So it was like the day I quit, I didn't even know it. Like I just forgot to put it on that day, and I said I'll go another day, but it took me 2 freaking years to do it.
To be honest, I think probably when you went down to about a quarter of a patch anyway, it was more of a mental thing than an actual physical nicotine boost at that stage. I can't imagine your body would even notice a quarter of a dose of nicotine. Honestly,
I don't know. I mean, I felt it like every morning when I put it on, I felt like maybe 30 minutes later, I felt like this wave of like, okay. But it wasn't strong, because it was so weak.
But that could have been the whole placebo thing that you put it on and you expected it 30 minutes later, so therefore the euphoria came over you 30 minutes later.
That's true.
Like you probably could have put some sellotape on.
I know. Like who
a little duct tape patch.
I wonder if the patch is like, I doubt it's evenly distributed across the whole thing because it's not meant to be cut. So there are probably days when I wasn't getting anything.
But
That's a
that's
fair
my
point.
point. But that's why they always say, you know, if you're giving somebody like aspirin and they're having a heart attack, that you're not to split the tablet because they're not meant to be split. Even the ones with the lines in it, they're actually not meant to be split because they don't know where the aspirin is within that tablet.
Mm.
I thought that if they're scored, they have lines, then it's equal dose on either side.
Well, you have
They
to go
don't.
and order them, Jake.
They don't. Yeah, but they don't actually know where the aspirin is in those tablets.
Hmm.
That's the whole concept. You know, you're meant to buy the tablets with the right dose. I think you're allowed to give. See, the actual problem is, first aiders are allowed to give 300 milligrams or something like that of aspirin. Okay, or at least over here you are. But tablets only come in 200. So they go, do you give them 200 or do
Oh,
you give them 400 or do you split one? Because that would be technically 300. And they go, you're not to split them.
Huh.
You know what I mean? As a first aider, as you know, what you do personally yourself is up to yourself. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, it probably is distributed pretty evenly. You know what I mean? But they do say it's not guaranteed. So therefore, you could be
yeah.
You could be overdosing that person.
That's
I
probably
can't.
just like a legal disclaimer, isn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, like if I'm having a heart attack and your man has, 1,000 milligram tablets, give me that, Pat. You know, you don't worry about it. Leave it there. You don't have to give it to me. I'll just take it.
Yeah.
You're talking about legal disclaimer. That's giving me flashbacks to earlier today.
Oh, we've got it on Test Jeep now. I've put it out to the group. Dave will see it when he gets off this chat, I'm sure.
Nice. Man, it's so good. Should we announce a little bit of it to the
It's not ready to.
boss? You want to
It's not
drip it?
deployed yet.
Okay. Well.
Oh, you're no fun.
Call
Do you know
it
what, Jeep?
out. Call it out. I tell you what. Look,
Jeep,
read it
do
out.
it.
It's not
Do it.
official.
Do you know what? Fuck it. Do it.
Yeah. So anybody who's listening right now, you are getting the secret sauce, baby. So Mia is working on a bot. And actually she's refining Rosebot to be very sophisticated and intelligent and going to be very helpful. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be very helpful to everyone in the group, in the chat and Telegram. And she's worked every day, all day. Like she has been putting in so many hours.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's come out to be so good. I can't wait for you all to see it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, so you didn't really give them anything there.
Well, I mean, it's a bot. It's a helpful bot. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a bot. Yeah, it's a bot. Raph, you missed a lot.
Oh. No, but to be fair, Mia's doing a fantastic job with, all those kind of.
Yeah. No one can dispute that.
Yeah, no, she's doing
She's
absolutely amazing
put
work.
in a hell of a lot of work.
She just
To be honest, I thought I was going to be doing it all. Like I just went in there and said, like, I want to do this. I think it would be a good idea. I'll do it. And then Mia was like, "Nah, I've done it."
It's funny is that between us and everybody in this room, she felt bad about it. And I said, don't feel bad. Landy is not going to take offense. I bet I'd be willing to bet you that he's happy that is one less thing he has to worry about. And you're doing such a fantastic job. But that's the type of person, the quality of person that Mia is she's so nice and friendly that like she was worried about like stealing your thunder or something, I mean,
It's not even just
like
that. It's like I said it the other day about, none of us come in here and go, I need to be inexpendable at all. because if I wanted to do it and take all the credit for it, I would have just bust in now and gone, "Hey, look what I've made." Well, I would though, wouldn't I? If I wanted to take all the credit for it, I would have gone, "Here, I've made this." Whereas I came in and said, "I want to do this. I think this is a good idea. Here's like a proof of concept of it. It works to an extent. Let's do something with it." And then she just fucking flew with it. To put it politely.
Exactly. I mean, even the branding and everything, it's just so professional looking. I'm so proud of her.
Well, exactly. Like I said it to you the other day. I do quite a bit of that in that I like researching things. I like finding things out. I like taking them to fulfillment as well. But that isn't necessarily the end goal for me. I like bringing them in and just saying, here's something we could do. And if somebody else wants to go, "Oh, I can do that better," well, I'd rather it was done better.
Right. And the thing is that she has no experience with coding or whatever. And I'll give you some more secret sauce. Mia was working on that for another project. And when things, when she decided to join WPT, she decided instead to do it for us. So she was already working. She had your idea already, and she had it for the other project, though. So it was just a matter of like taking the templates and filling it out and whatnot. So it's really exciting, and I can't wait for it. And it's going to be soon. So anybody who's listening, it's going to be very soon. You're going to see this and give Mia a big congratulations.
Well, like I say, I've put it out for testing already, probably about 30 minutes ago. So it could be ready as early as tomorrow, or the day after. That's how fast it can be. As long as everyone says yes, that's fine. Mia could realistically put it out within the next few hours, as long as the chat is quiet.
And we've already tested it so much that I feel confident it's going to happen pretty quickly.
We've tested it. I've made a new group so that she can test deployment.
Yeah, that was
where
smart.
everyone's gonna check it. And then that's why I say realistically, as long as a couple of people check it and say that's fine, it is ready for deployment as long as the chat's quiet and she's got room to just make a few comments and things like that. Because she's already tested the deployment at that point.
It's like whenever you see people getting into going over their head, swimming over their head and actually swimming, not sinking. It's just so awesome to see, because it takes a lot of confidence and nerve to do something that you don't even know if you're good at or not. And to have watched it come together, like I've known of Mia for a long time now in the crypto world. That's a long time, probably a year almost. And so I know what she's capable of. What? What'd you say?
So you're basically married.
Yeah. She's my work wife. No, she's just she's a special person. And she works like she's so dedicated to things that, you saw even today, like we were going back and forth because she was like, no, this is the right thing. She wants it to be right. It's all about being just and right. And
you said the same thing as well. I mean, in all fairness, you were both saying the same thing, but in different ways. You both said this is right. You just had different opinions on what was right. And so you weren't wrong there either, and neither was she. Nobody was wrong.
Yeah. But it's just like the whole ethics.
It was just different. It was different ways of doing the same thing.
But it's just the whole ethics part. Even at such a small thing in the grand scheme of for the project, even such a small thing to see a community member that cared that much about doing it right. Execution is so important, right? And she cares so much about the execution, and that is just so great. It's like part of the human condition, like to say, I could do things the easy way or I could do things the right way. And the right way is typically, not the path of least resistance. So I'm just
But I
proud
can
of her.
understand that because I would be exactly the same. And like I said to you both, I can understand your point of view. I can understand Mia's point of view. But at the end of the day, let's just put it out to everyone and see what works.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear the feedback. People are probably going to say, "Can you add this? Can you add that?" And we'll just get better and better.
The problem was that the project has been going long enough that it was difficult to start. Like, to do upkeep on it is easy. It's really easy, especially because it's going to go over time. But we had so much to start with at this point that it made it take a long time.
It's like snake thought, crypto.
Sorry, G, you've cut out.
Oh, I was just saying that it looks like Crypto Snake has tested it.
Yeah, he jumped in.
Nice. Big Dave, what's going on over there?
Dave, catch up.
I'm catching up. I'm listening. Don't worry. I had you on my phone listening in as well. So you're talking about me and the bot and the launch, and I'm listening. I'm always listening.
Yes, you are.
I see all.
The eye in the sky.
I'm like Big Brother with crypto. Doesn't matter what project you're in. I see it. I see.
Nice.
No, I'm think I'm looking at the same thing you were looking at.
Yeah. I like that, Landry. Even while I'm talking at you, if you check out what I put up, I know.
That's the thing, and do you know what? You'll probably see me do this a lot because I go on my phone a lot. I'm always checking Telegram because I'm always in there. And my girlfriend gets pissed right off at me. She's like talking at me. No, not talking at me. That's unfair. She's talking to me, and I'm on the Telegram, doing bits and pieces for the community. And then she's like, right, what did I just say to you?
Oh, you get that?
I get that. I also get the answer right every time.
Pretty good.
Well, because I can. So this is my point: is I can listen to you lot and do my thing. I'm not being a dick when I'm going on here. I am still listening.
Did you ever see that Family Guy where Lois is asking Peter, "Did you hear me?" And he goes, "Yes. Put the dinner in the oven for 350 for 5 minutes. I got it," or whatever.
I don't
remember definitely not what she said.
Huge Family Guy fan here. You know what I mean? And like, there's so many episodes that were brilliant, but one that's always stuck in my head was the Pretoria episode. I was like, I'm gonna do that one day.
The what?
When he got his own city?
No, he declared his house and garden, or as a sovereign state.
Oh, yeah, Petopia.
I thought it was Pretoria. Is it Petopia?
Yeah.
I think the joke was that there is a country called Pretoria, and so he called it Pretoria.
Yeah, and he's out in his back garden, and then do you remember the song? You know what I mean? He has diplomatic immunity. Light a fire and pee it out. Don't like it. It's all done,
Oh,
and they
go on,
can't
Dave.
touch
Sing
me.
it properly.
There's like Saddam Hussein and like all these dictators were back with them.
Oh man, it was such a good episode. I was like, man, I'm gonna do that. Like, I'm such an anarchist that that is right up my street.
To be fair, I can agree with you on that.
Yeah, like I'm not a big fan of Big Brother. I'm not a big fan of the states poking their nose in. And don't get me wrong, I believe regulation is needed to, calm down this space. But I don't like the idea of who is going to bring that in, and what hoops have to be jumped through, in order for us to operate and be able to, get our funds in and out. You know what I mean? I don't
Well,
like
let
it,
me
but it's
let me
needed.
only say that I'm really glad that it's not my current government.
Yeah, exactly.
We're now on our fourth chancellor, so the person that's in charge of our finances. Fourth chancellor in 4 months.
Believe it or not, Jeep and I done exactly what you just did on it was a work conference call.
What did I do?
Did you just go toilet?
No,
No.
Rocky Mountain Way.
I was doing dishes.
Do you know what? Every time I
wasn't doing
join
dishes.
these, if I need to do that, I'm like, oh fuck, I've done it. I've left the mic on.
I swear, man, I went in on a conference call. There were some huge heads from my job in the thing. It's about 40 people on this thing. It was like a groups or Microsoft Teams thing, and yeah, chatting away, blah blah. I went in, I went toilet, I forgot to take the mic off, and all these people are listening to me pee.
Oh no!
I haven't done it yet, but I'm surprised that I haven't done it yet.
Wasn't that in a Naked Gun movie?
Oh, I think it might have been, and like genuinely, I did not do it on purpose because I'm halfway through the bit, and I heard people start laughing. I was like, "What are they laughing?" And then I looked down, and I'm holding I had my tablet in my hand, and I seen that the mic was unmuted. Oh no!
Oops.
Yeah, so that sometimes I do make mistakes, as we came to conclusion
Well,
today, Randy.
as we all do.
As we came to I'm in the shame, the box of shame, right now.
You look good in the box of shame, though. To be fair, I think it suits you.
I seen what you're doing. I went, that suits me.
I've got to be more comprehensive on my video edits.
Yeah, no, good job. I'm going to right, like to be fair, I think this as our first live stream has gone pretty well, and
I would completely agree.
I had fun. Maybe we can, bring up a few more trusted members of the community, and if people want to interact, they can go to the comment section if they haven't been brought up. But huge shout out to Rocky Mountain Way. Thanks a million for coming up, bud. It's really appreciated, and all your support and all these has been really appreciated.
Well, we've had a good few comments in the chat over there on the side, so people have been listening in. That's good.
Yeah, and that's across kind of all platforms as well. You know what I mean? So there's even a couple of Twitch there and everything, which is remarkable because it's only a brand new account. So
yeah,
and
yeah,
again, this was more of a test run than anything else. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave them up. So the next ones will be on Twitter as well. So we should get a lot more interaction as well from there.
Awesome.
Yeah, we should do.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Well,
Thanks for entertaining me.
Right,
I'm
looks like we've
hoping
got a 10-minute voice message to go and listen to.
Oh yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'll start coming up a little more often. I usually just like to sit and listen.
You can do whatever you want, man. You don't have to come up if you don't want to. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's-
usually I'm at work, and wherever I'm at, it's loud. So
We're more than happy to just entertain you. It's not a problem.
perfect.
we're consider us
Although-
Robbie Williams.
I won't dance. I'm not that type of entertainer.
Landy, I'm gonna get you dancing. Watch.
If I'm honest, it actually doesn't take that much.
See, I'm just gonna be changing my voice all the time, and then I'm gonna make you dance because I keep picking out stupid voices.
Do you know, as long as my
Nice.
girlfriend's not home because she tells me I'm too white to dance.
I mean, is your girlfriend not home tonight?
Nah, she's out.
Look at you staying home.
She goes out all the time. It's like, you know.
She has a social life.
What?
What's that?
Never heard of it, mate. Don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, because this is my social life. She goes out. She it's her friend's birthday, so they've got like a caravan somewhere. Well, I could tell you where it was because she works there, but it wouldn't mean anything to you.
It's just like, oh, it's a friend's birthday, so they went and got a caravan.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, sorry, Dave, you're Irish, so caravan means something different over there.
What does it mean?
I tell you, I won't be going to a caravan for my birthday. That's for sure.
But over here, yeah, caravan something completely different.
What is caravan in Ireland?
It's not necessarily the caravan itself.
It's the people that occupy it.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to go into further details on a recorded space.
So I don't know if you I know that you got double wides that are the same thing, but it's not a double wide. It's probably a single wide, if that's the thing.
Like a trailer?
Yeah, except for over here, a trailer is something that you drag with a car.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But yeah. It's like we call them static homes.
or
But
mobile
yeah, I
homes.
suppose you call them trailers,
Right.
but people go on holiday to them here.
Yeah, like we call them mobile homes over here. Even though they're not
mobile
really
homes,
mobile. Yeah.
Yeah, they call them mobile homes here.
Yeah,
Mobile.
Oh, do they?
So,
Right.
so over here, like you get holiday parks that have just got like 500 of these things, and you rent them and you go there for a week or a weekend or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But we're in a funny place. Like if you look at the map of the UK, we're right down the bottom left, and so where we are, you're never really any more than a maximum of 10 miles from the coast
Wow.
because it's basically just all coast. And so the whole thing is just covered in these places that have these mobile homes or whatever.
That's what I always found weird about Ireland and England is they get these lovely coastal spots and then they fill them full of caravans.
Well, yeah, because you can charge a shitload of money for it.
I know, but like you don't get that in the States. What you get in the States is you get these lovely beach homes.
Yeah, exactly.
You go to Malibu and it's prime real
Right.
estate.
Yeah, but
You come to Ireland and you go to the nicest beach here and it's either homes which would be they built housing estates near these places, or like what you said there, they'd have these caravan parks.
You have to look at occupancy rates per square meter, basically. Because if you look at the USA, it's not very occupied compared to here. Like we are,
per capita.
yeah, we're very populated for the size of the island, and I'm sure you are as well, probably.
Depends on where you go. You know.
Also, we have a lot of land that is just not allowed to be used for anything. Like I know the US has like
Natural preserve.
yeah, like
reserve.
Yosemite and Joshua Tree and all places like that. But over here, our built land is very, very low. So
I'll fill it with caravans.
basically, yeah. Basically, anywhere that they can put something is built on. It's not even just the case of we could put it there. It's like, where can we put it?
Yeah,
Do you
we
tow
won't.
a caravan with a lorry?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, all the time. They're split in half most of the time to get them down here. Now that the size they build them.
Yeah, or what they usually do, they see the fact that they have wheels is a technicality. The wheels don't actually do anything. You know what I mean? That's
They
a
don't even-
that's a legal issue.
They
It's
don't even
so-
do that.
Do they not? Over here, they have to have the wheels attached, even though they do nothing. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't physically move a mobile home on the wheels they put on it, but they have to be on it.
Over here, they've made them so wide now. I suppose over in the US, they would basically be double wides. They literally cut them in half and transport them down on two lorries at the same time, and then fix them back together later on. And it's difficult because our roads aren't made for it.
Right.
I have seen on my travels, like again, I spent a lot of time, driving cars and vans. I have seen them transport a electrical generating windmill blade on a lorry. Has anybody come across it?
I've seen that, yeah, a couple of times, and they like put it on one lorry that's then got another trailer behind it on like a tow chain or something.
Yep.
So they can get past the.
In the States, that might work. In Ireland, our roads do not take the man like a Hummer or a Humvee or whatever you want to call it does not fit on our roads.
No,
you could not.
Really?
Right. I'll tell you what. The other day, when I was offline for probably about 6 or 7 hours during my day, I drove down to basically the end of the earth where I am. It's 46 miles away from me. It took me 1 hour and 36 minutes. That's how bad our roads are.
Wow.
That genuinely, that's how bad our roads are. It takes me 1.5 hours to go 45 miles each way.
Yeah, like I have seen that truck with those windmill blades, and actually the blade was something to behold, but the actual shaft that holds it, I seen about 2 weeks later, and it was the weirdest thing. Like they were taking down streetlights to get this thing. You know what I mean? Around, and this was on our motorway, which is like the American interstates, and they were trying to get it through roundabouts, and they were cutting down
go up
like
and over.
Yeah, they just cut down streetlights. You know what I mean? That they just drove the truck straight over the roundabout. They were taking out signposts. They took down, traffic lights and everything just so that I could make it to the motorway. I was like, this is crazy. Like it's insane.
Do you guys know what a rotary is?
A rotary motor.
No. A rotary. Have you ever? This would be like old British, because in New England, we would call roundabouts rotaries, but we everywhere else they don't. So it's like an old English thing. So I'm wondering if you.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Well, there is the old rotary clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's old,
I got a Rotary Club in my town.
Yeah, it was usually just a collection of men that were kind of into mechanical things, wasn't it? And then they kind of met up and talk shit. So, pretty much what we're doing right now.
Welcome to the.
Oh, should we be the
Rotary Club.
WPT Rotary?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
If we make a Twitter space, like the Leonardo bloke, we should just call it the Rotary.
Yeah, the Rotary.
Or, yeah, just the Rotary Club.
Nice.
Let's do it.
That's it.
We're proud.
We have it. Jeepin', we have it.
There's
We were
another
talking
one
about
over
this
here, and I don't know why, but similar to a Rotary Club, there's a lot of places that have a Lions Club.
Oh yeah.
I've got no idea why it's called a Lions Club.
I don't really know either. But that's a big American thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they're the Elks, the Lions. Like
We don't have any other animals. Everyone's just called a Lions Club or a Rotary Club.
The Eagles Club. Let me think. Freemasons. It's kind of along the same lines, but.
Do you know what we have over here? We have your friends in a pub, and and the guys that street fight after 2 a.m. And
now, when you go to the pub? Is it just like those people because they're always there, and they go at the same time?
Oh yeah.
Too, or
yeah.
You know them because they're there.
Like genuinely, I don't go to the pub. I haven't been to a pub in a very, very long time. Not due to. Yeah, really. Look, I'm not. I do.
He's fake Irish.
I do 70 and 80 hours a week and work. Where am I going to go to the pub? Right.
I went to the pub earlier.
That's that's why I built my kitchen nice with the really cold fridges, and I always have it full of Corona.
Now, is it 2 a.m. for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I don't usually stay up this late.
Well, you guys shut it down. You need your beauty sleep.
No, do you know what? I'm actually all right. Normally I go to bed just because I'm tired, but I'm actually all right. Although, if you give me a couple of minutes, I am gonna get a drink.
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go to bed. I'm just freaking tired.
Yeah, you go get your rest, Landy. Like, look, to be fair, we shut it down. We're running for 3.5 hours.
Is it enough? Is it enough?
I don't know. Like, proof of concept, it works, and I'm happy that we'll be able to do this over. Not just what do we do tonight? Oh, we're on 2 YouTubes tonight. I put it on my YouTube and the WPT one, and we're on Twitch.
Everybody listening right now, you are part of the Rotary. So the Rotary Club, you are in the club.
The Pigs Club.
Andy, yeah, I'm not joining any club that says Lions Club. I'm just putting that out there now.
We don't want to be called the Boars.
I was going to say let's just accept that we're going to be the Boars.
You want to be a boar?
The wild boar.
Yeah, but if you think about boar can mean boring.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I can
don't
be boring.
label yourself as that. Come on.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah,
I like the Rotary.
I do too. Let's work on it.
There it is.
All right, look, I'm gonna shut it down, guys. Look, it's been an absolute pleasure. Big shout out
Dave,
to Landy
jump on and check out what I posted because we need people to say yes, I like that.
I will indeed. And look, big shout out to you, Rocky Mountain Way again.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you,
very much
Rocky.
Thank you.
Yes, Rocky Mountain.
Thank you very much for jumping on. You were the only one.
Well, I've been listening for days. I figured I'd give it a shot.
Well, we enjoyed having you on. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hope your son gets better soon with his arm.
Yeah, hopefully
should
get the
be
speed of
fine.
recovery.
Just 4 to 6 weeks, and then we're back at it.
46 weeks.
4 to 6.
46 weeks.
426 weeks.
That's far too long. No, but everything aside, yeah, I also hope he gets better very soon.
I appreciate it.
Right,
All right,
goodbye,
gentlemen.
everybody.
Landy,
I
what
will-
did you put that on before you go?
What did I put what on?
I don't know. What you want me to check out? I have so many messages because I haven't been looking for 3 hours.
Just go and see my last comment on the admin chat.
Okay. Right.
You know what it is anyway. We're ready to deploy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Right. Love you. Bye.
Cool.
I
All right.
love you,
Talk to you later,
bye.
guys. Absolute pleasure. Love you, lady. Bye bye.
Love you. Bye.